Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and we're here to take your pants off and slowly sing you R. Kelly songs. Well, maybe not.
Sign says, "Stay away, fool, cause it's got to get down." I don't know how the words go, but you know what I mean. The Love Shack baby.
Love Shack Baby.
That dude looks exactly like Ryan Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway? That dude that sang the song.
I don't know who either of them are, so I couldn't tell you.
You never watched Whose Line Is It Anyway? That
I have, but I don't
Ryan
remember.
Stiles is like that big bird. He looks like Robert England's like cousin.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about then. Yeah, that the tall lanky dude.
Yeah, he was on the Drew Carey show, I think.
Trying to get my thinky Bluetooth headphones to work, and I can't do it.
Dude, it's weird. I have a set of Bluetooth headphones, and they've always fucked me over. It's like in 2022, Bluetooth technology is still shitholes.
Yeah, dude, half of them suck. You got to get the right ones, and then even then, they're fucking assholes to deal with. Like this one right now. This one says it's paired. Connect you. There we go.
Is it storming where you're at?
Just a lot of damn thunder, but no lightning or anything.
Dude, I saw like this morning. I was up. I saw a thunderstorm with a thunderstorm happening. I literally saw like a big giant bolt cut through the sky. It looked like Zeus's cock coming down, dude. It was massive, and it was like, and I knew because you know when you know that exact moment there was going to be a big clap. I did one of those like, I was like, I knew it was coming, and then you try to act all bad. I just like didn't bother. It didn't scare me.
Man, I wish I had a jetpack so I could fly up there and suck it.
I love storms, dude. Oh my god, I wish I could. If I would go back in time, dude, we'd be like storm chasers and chasing down tornadoes and like listening to Van Halen like in Twister.
Honest to God, I wish we could. I thought that's what we were going to be when we were kids. I thought we were going to be storm chasers because we just sat around drawing pictures of tornadoes all the time, listening to Motley Crue.
But then I guess what happened was that we found out you could actually die. It wasn't like Bill Paxton's not going to show up and have Dorothy on the back of a truck.
Well, it's not the kind of thing your parents prepare you for. They're like, okay, son, you want to be a storm chaser? You're 8, but I'll go ahead and start teaching you about it now, like, or put you in school for it or whatever. I think you just got to be that guy who didn't go to college and you're like, I'm going to be a fucking storm chaser.
I guess technically you could be a meteorologist and do it.
Yeah, that probably helps. That's what Bill Paxton was in Twister, right?
Yeah, and then the guy that he was at odds with was one too.
Yeah. So maybe that's
Dana. Yeah. Well, or you could just get in a like a shitty old truck and go out to Nebraska and do it for freelance. Fuck it.
Yeah, technically anybody can storm chase. I mean, it's not a gate kept job. You know, you could just get a camera and go. Especially with YouTube these days. When we were kids, we had no idea. It was like I could just post this shit online. Shit, that's probably what we should have done.
I know, it would have been awesome.
We would have been more respected than we are now.
We would have. No, we probably would have been just as much disrespected, but we would have got to do something really fun for a while.
Yeah, instead of your family telling you all you do is drink and curse and yell at a microphone, it'd be like all you do is drink and chase tornadoes.
Because like we drink and chase tornadoes in the suck zone. The suck zone.
We're looking for both kinds of suck zones. Hey, our first super chat night's from Inky the Alien. Thanks, Inky. Hey guys, I just got back from vacation on Monday, and spoilers, I bought you guys souvenirs. Thanks, Inky.
Thank you.
Hoping to send the package out in the next week or two. Where'd you go? Where's our treats coming from? Is it a pink flamingo? I swear to God, it better be a pink flamingo float.
Did you go to Cancun? It better be real tequila.
There's alcohol in this. I could get addicted. Yeah, this is actually, that's a good point, Inky, that you brought that up. This is our last stream forever.
We're
channel's
done.
Over after a night. We hate each other's guts, and we hate you. So I just wanted to finally say that out loud.
I'm thinking about going. Well, I've got things lined up. Don't worry about me. I'm thinking about raising rabbits for meat.
Oh,
yeah. It's up and coming. I don't know if you guys know about that or not, but it's true.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
it is.
Rabbits are so hot right now, huh?
Yeah, they are. It's called Eat Me.
No, going on vacation, leaving Friday. And we'll be gone for a week. So the first possible time that we'll be streaming again would be not this Monday, but next Monday. And I'm not sure we will. I don't know what the schedule's going to look like. But yeah, this will be the last stream for like 10 days at least. Mm-hmm. I bet. Carry the two.
Show.
Yeah. So let's enjoy each other in our naked bodies tonight. Because like the Eagle Eye Cherry song says, saves tonight, fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be gone.
Why on earth would you come tomorrow? Come tonight. Obviously. Why would you hold that in to get blue balls?
Let's postpone our misery. The Jaeger Bomb, thanks, buddy, says, hey, dudes, imagine if the Laurie Michael fight starts the movie.
I thought about that, but I think we all discussed that during the Halloween stream. It would probably be, I don't know if Dave said that or I don't remember. I don't know who said it, but it might be a bad idea marketing wise because you would probably want, to have it at the very beginning of the movie is cool and all, and you could set up Allison as the next Laurie Strode, but the idea that they're trying to end the trilogy doesn't make any sense why they would already set her up as the next chapter of the Michael Myers versus saga. I think the Laurie Michaels scene, the fight sequence, the one to end it all, is going to be the very end of the movie. It's going to be like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, where he takes down the Joker for the final time. It'll be something like that.
That would make more sense. I mean, and also, I don't think Laurie's going to die at the beginning of the movie, because I feel like with all the hubbub you've been hearing, someone would have ruined that for you already. You know what I mean? Someone would be like, "You won't believe who dies in the first act. It's not Michael." I'm like, "Oh fuck, there we go." So the fight happens at the beginning, and Laurie dies. But we haven't heard anything like that. And thankfully, there was a test screening last night, and we haven't heard any spoilers today. So I'm really fucking proud of everybody. God damn it! No one's out here ruining this shit.
When we had just got done seeing Star Wars and we went to a karaoke bar, people can't wait to open their fat mouths because literally this guy was like, Han Solo dies. Like he was screaming it while we were all outside. So yeah, if something big like that had happened, there's no way the internet would shut up about it, or some asshole wouldn't go and try to ruin it.
I think that the fight may not be at the end of the movie, may not be. You know what would suck? I hate it when movies do this. If the movie starts off with the fight and it's like, I bet you're wondering how we got here. And then like you see Laurie about to die or Michael about to die, and then they pan back. So you have to wait till the end of the movie to see what happens. That would suck. That'd be annoying. I hate it when that John Wick starts that way. John Wick's maybe the only movie that I like that does that.
Dude, I swear to God, if there's a Ferris Bueller moment, it was like, it all led up to this moment. I know what you're thinking. Could it get worse? It did. But that's why in life you gotta cut if it did something like that. But I hope maybe it's gonna be one of those moments where like they kind of dance around each other throughout the middle part of the movie, and they almost fight, and they kind of fight, and they kind of have a scuff, and then finally at the very end, it's like Rocky V is like, my ring's outside.
That should be an soup.
God damn!
Dog's trying to get back there. Why do you want back there?
By the way, unrelated to Halloween. I am definitely interested. It sucks that it's only going in the Cannes Film Festival right now because I want to see a comeback from this guy big time. But Brendan Fraser's new movie with Darren Aronofsky as he's the star, it's A24 studio, and it's described as a psychological thriller, but it sounded pretty interesting. He's like a 600-pound man that's trying to repair a relationship with his daughter. There was actually another. I think his daughter's played by a pretty famous. Eleven, I think, from Stranger Things. But I want Brendan Fraser to have such a big comeback. And I hope that's the movie. I don't know if it will be the movie, but I mean, it'll just show his acting prowess, but still.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to that too. But every time I see that movie, it only makes me think of Tusk, Kevin Smith's Tusk, and how badly I want you to fucking watch it. I so bad want to show you that movie. I think
I just watched the interview with Kevin Smith talking about Tusk and how he couldn't believe he got Johnny Depp to do that. Because he was like, he tried to get Quentin Tarantino, and he's like, the first thing I sent was Quentin, because he said Quentin Tarantino does like fucking anything. He'll be in any movie.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's not in Tusk.
Is that the Kevin Smith movie?
Yeah,
he is. He's the one with the dick nose. He's like he is. He's Malachi or whatever the fuck he is, like one of the scientists or whatever. He's only in it for like 10-15 minutes. He's under heavy makeup and prosthetic.
You should think of a different movie. You gotta be thinking of a different movie.
It's Justin Long, isn't it? The one that turns into like a monster thing.
Justin Long.
I swear it's shot because he just did an interview and he said it was Johnny Depp shot like 10 minutes or Malachi or Mordecai or some shit like that. He was under heavy makeup.
It was Michael Parks was the old guy that was doing everything to him, and Haley Joel Osment was in that movie. But no, you're not lying. It was Johnny fucking Depp. Yeah. Jesus Christ, I saw the fucking movie and I didn't know that.
Well, that just shows you how good of an actor Johnny Depp is. But
Jesus Christ.
It was really interesting that the movie itself, when Kevin Smith was describing it, he was talking about it, and he said the first thing he wanted to do was get Quentin Tarantino to do that part that Johnny Depp ultimately did. But he said, I'd sent him the script, and I think what he did was it was a breakdown of communication because he thought I was trying to get him to be Justin Long's character, and he was like, fuck no. So I looked at it, and I'm like, God damn, Quentin Tarantino turned down my shitty movie. So what am I going to do? And he said, I just sent a text out to Johnny Depp because apparently his kid, Kevin Smith's kid, was friends with Johnny Depp's daughter and had gone to school together. And he's like, I used that dad card. And I was like, hey, Johnny, what's up? I got this movie, man. And whatever. And he read for it. He's like, I fucking love it. And he's like, he wanted to do it. And he said he got to do it. He had to wait. Do imagine this. You're a director. You get Johnny Depp to do this scene. And he said Johnny Depp was really fucking awesome. He was really cool, really nice, sweet guy. He said that Johnny Depp couldn't shoot it when everything else was shot. So he said, and Johnny Depp's condition was, I can't go out to North Carolina and shoot it. I got to be in LA. So he said, Kevin Smith said he told his producer that Kevin Smith would put up the $200,000 deposit to get Depp, to hold, to whatever. And he would be out his own money if he didn't show up. So he said he went and shot all the other scenes. 85% of the movie was done, and he had to wait and hope that Johnny Depp would honor his agreement because there was no contract. And he said that he was like, you imagine you're crack sweating. 85% of the movie's done. You've edited everything, and the only parts are missing are his parts. And if he never showed up, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, and you don't know if he's gotten wine drunk somewhere in the fucking Keys. You don't know. It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
You don't know. You don't know what if he's fighting a legal battle, gets one of the shits in his bed.
It could be anything. Anything. Now, first off, I'm sorry. I have to say that. You were right. I was wrong. You're big. I'm small. You big. Me small.
It's all
you
right.
were right about that. But secondly, how the fuck are you going to watch a goddamn interview with all that fucking information in about a movie and not watch the fucking movie?
Because it was
you gotta watch Tusk,
because
Jay.
the interview was titled "A Funny Johnny Depp Story Told by Kevin Smith." I just thought it was funny they were friends.
You watched it for Johnny Depp. You didn't watch it.
I watched it because I thought it was funny that they were friends. I just didn't think they were friends at all.
That would make sense. I mean, yeah. But you got to watch Tusk, dude. It's fucking hilarious. Justin Long and his friend in that doing the podcast, the Not See podcast, but it's just Not See because one of them's not. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I like that movie a lot. Riley, thank you. I like this. My ex cheated on me with John C. Reilly back in 2004. I hope that's a true story. Like, no offense to you. Like, I don't hope that happened to you, but if you're going to get cheated on with anybody, it's fucking hilarious that it would be John C. Reilly of all people. Shake and bake.
Don't let the invisible fire burn my friend. Because you got burnt. I dated a girl one time that got doggy style by Tommy Davidson. It was before I met her, but it happened.
That's a true story.
So I mean, John C. Reilly's a step up from Tommy Davidson. I'm just gonna let you all know that.
Yeah, but at least she didn't bang Tommy Davidson while she was with you. It was like pre.
No, yeah,
but it did kind of ruin your relationship.
It grossed me out. It was pretty much like they met behind backstage or something, and he was drunk, and she's like, "Whatever, I'm a big fan." And it literally probably took 15 minutes. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just bend over there and let me do it. And she's like, okay,
yeah.
It's like, and if you've seen Tommy Davidson, he had to probably crawl on her back like that fucking thing in Ace Ventura when nature calls.
Yeah, when the dude
I have to fight that.
With the dude from the backpack from Ace Ventura when nature calls, when you find out that he has slept with your girlfriend and it wasn't like a romantic situation, it's hard to get over. Like it's hard to get over that hump.
Yeah, it was a grand slam breakfast platter that he had, and that was he was like, he probably forgot about it. He was probably so drunk he went home. He's like, fuck, I did that too.
It's a good story. System Monitor, thank you so much. Says rewatching Halloween 5. How in the fuck did Michael decorate the attic when the police were supposed to have cleared out the house to trap him? That's another. That's
that magic, man. That's that magic Mike.
To be fair, he's a fast decorator. He gets shit done quick, and he's very like. He looks at it, he makes his decision, quick decision, and he gets shit done. So I mean that is true. But
that reminds me of The Sopranos, dude. He's like, okay, he worked for the interior administrator and he was an interior decorator. He killed 27 people or whatever. And he's like, really? His probably look like shit.
Eduardo Santiago, thanks, man. Says this is about to get weird. It's about to get heavy. I just said it. All my lawsuits. Fuck you, Debbie. Says I'm just going to listen to Mike and Jay while taking a shower. Long, hot shower. What? I just got home from the gym.
Yeah, that's all right, Water. Take your time. Make sure that the suds slowly go down your crack, and you make sure that you get every crevice and wash it thoroughly twice.
God.
And do it slow. Do it.
I'm glad the camera can't see my crotch right now. Just went from 6 to midnight. All that suds talk. Shit. Wow. Oh, wow. Speaking of wow, fucking down in dirty Tennessee with the fucking haymaker of a super chat. Thank you so goddamn much. Says, really enjoy you guys a lot. Thanks for all the laughs watching your commentaries, especially. Would love to see a waiting commentary down the pipe.
Oh, man, that would be really fun. Dude. That would be really fun. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I have been inside you, haven't I? I'm just gonna let you. I was just gonna ask that question. Yeah, dude, it's actually an unheralded comedy because it had Justin Long and Ryan Reynolds in he doesn't really. A lot of people don't mention waiting when you talk about Ryan Reynolds because he's a big megastar now. And with Justin Long, it's always talking about Jeepers Creepers or something. But that movie it also had Anna Faris in it. I mean, it had a lot of Dane Cook was the cook in it. Dude, it had a lot of great cast and it was funny as fuck. And it was actually it perfectly captured. I never was, but being a waiter in a dirty ass fucking like goddamn, what was it? A Perkins? It looked like a Perkins restaurant. And just having that shit happen. He's like, you need this more than me. When that guy left him $100, like, no, not when that person barely left him, he said, you need this more than me. And then that whole thing, that cringe part with Justin Long getting the $100 tip, he's like, I just thought you needed it. I'm like, fuck, that's terrible. Yeah.
I like that guy in that scene too, because he's sitting there. It's this redneck sitting there with his wife, and he's like, "I'll have a steak and a beer and a shot of whiskey, and she'll have a salad and a water." And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh hell, it's our anniversary. Make it a Pepsi." But no, you're right. Waiting, dude. That's the thing about that movie. I've worked at a waiter a couple places way back in the day, and that is the quintessential. If you've ever been a waiter or worked in a restaurant, waiting is the quintessential comedy. It's the Office Space of restaurant work. It's so angry. It's one of Ryan Reynolds' funniest movies, but yet he's so ashamed of it, he won't even barely talk about it ever. Like
That doesn't
he's
even make
not happy
sense.
I think it's because he liked to bang underage girls in the movie, so he wanted to like get away from that.
I would totally fuck her. No, I would. I would, because
Yeah.
that was. I mean, he was still fresh. Like it was still Van Wilder-ish. Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. I mean, it was
was
pretty
trying
much Van Wilder in like as a waiter.
Yeah, and I think by the time that came out, he was trying to get away from that image a little bit and like do serious acting. But that is one of his funniest fucking movies. I love that movie so much, man. He's like, I'm not gay. He's like, I mean, I'll stick a finger in my ass when I'm feeling squirrely every now and then, but that's just about the extent of it.
What was that guy?
That's such a good
what was
movie.
it? Luis
Luis Guzman.
Guzman was funny. He says, "Oh, the goat, you bastard! Oh, the bat wing." And I liked how he was explaining the rules. Like, now, if you get lucky, if you get the bat, yeah, you'd be a champion for life. He's like, you stretch your balls, your skin across your balls.
It's so veiny.
Looks like a bat. And then the epic moment was that kid that never talked, fucking like went off.
You know what?
At the very
Fuck
end.
you.
And then Ryan Reynolds was like, he is a god.
Dude, I've seen that movie like I've probably watched it 3 times a year, and I really want to watch it right now. Now that we're talking about it, but thank you so much, Down Dirty. That was very sweet of you to do that. And you know what? We've thrown that in the Patreon. We do a monthly commentary on Patreon, and I've thrown that in the vote a couple times. It's never won, sadly, but we'll have to do that, man, for sure. Efrain Cassiano, what a beautiful name you have. Thank you very much. Says, caught another live. I've been a subscriber for almost 6 years, and you guys are awesome. Can Loomis and Chalice shout out my girlfriend Nathalie and my best friend Emily?
Yeah.
Well, what I'd rather do to Nathalie and Emily is not shout them out, but I'll be respectful. You know, because I'm a doctor and that's your girlfriend and her friend, and yeah, and they tell 2 friends. Could you get some more girls over and then bring me a pack of Marlboro Reds in the box and a couple Boilermakers and a hot dog from the gas station. There's a Speedway up the street there, and yeah, let them know I'm a doctor when they come over. If they want me to check their breasts, I will do that. And if you need a prostate exam, buddy, I don't discriminate. Ask Linda. I've been inside of every hole.
Nathalie and Emily, you have a friend here, boyfriend, friend, Efrain Cassiano, named after a goddamn keyboard, I assume. Listen here, Nathalie, I hope you're doing well this evening, as well as friend Emily. I don't think your name, I don't even think he really has a girlfriend. Nathalie is not a real name. It's a goddamn random generated name that someone will put on that box of X's and play in the games. It's fake. And I feel bad for you, Efrain, named after a keyboard, Cassiano. But Emily is probably a girl that is your friend, and she's probably your friend because she feels bad for you. Because you make up bullshit like Nathalie. You know what? You should have a snappily, meaning a snapple, and get off here.
He said Snappily. He says, I went to Tybee Island in Georgia. It was nice.
Hey.
I've never heard of Tybee Island. That sounds wonderful.
I went to Savannah once. That was really nice.
I'm not going to say where I'm going because last time I said where I was going, some fucking person ended up there. And I was like, well, that's awkward.
Was it Derek?
That would be even scarier, though. Bubba Gump! Is that a penis or a pile of Play-Doh?
It looks like a clay that is a bent wiener, and a small
Yeah,
one is that. If God
it's
made us that way, we'd be pissing in our faces.
Hey, it's small, but it's
thick
fat.
at the base, though.
Yeah, it's got a nice thick base to it. Whatever the fuck that is, Bubba Gump. Oh, it's Bubba Gump. And y'all boys ever in Nashville or the Gonk, you come stay with me in my bunker.
Hey, with a picture like that, why wouldn't we be? Hey, y'all want boys sit on my special clay? Okay.
Like he said, the Gonker Gonk. Come visit the Gonker Gonk and have a 2-for-1 special. T-Bones, $9.99. Sean Tubby 123, thanks, man. Says, sup, glow sticks. 2, miss y'all. It's been a while since I've seen your beautiful fucking name. Waited to watch the trailer with y'all because I love y'all. And 4, this canary has been raped. Love y'all. Love you.
Hey,
too.
man, I love Sean Tubby 123 because you know what would be really cool, man? If you only had 3 questions to go with your name. Like all the time. Sean Tubby 123. It's not just a clever name. You only have 3 questions every time.
For a second, I
have
thought
3
that's what he was
statements.
doing.
No, there's
I just now
5.
realized that. Oh, he ruined it. He ruined the whole aesthetic. You fucked up, Sean.
It's all right.
Austin. Hello. Says, had I work training all day and I need to hear Loomis say, up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. It sounds like a Malcolm McDowell Loomis to me.
Yeah, I'll say, up yours, you woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. All right? When you have psychopaths on the street, then you can go cry in your goddamn coffee mugs about treatment of prisoners. I don't give a shit if I gotta slap around a little girl to get the information I need to stop blood in the streets. Y'all killing me out here. Killing me. Let me do my goddamn job. Keep them blocked up from the way. You idiots. You snowflakes. You melt in the sun, and you melt with harsh words. You needed more attention from your daddy, and your mother should have said, fuck you. I'll get an abortion.
Jonas says, have you guys ever heard of a movie called They? A movie called I would love it if you could do a reaction to the trailer of it. It's one of the creepiest movies I've seen. I never heard shit about it.
I don't know if is it pronounced Vi or V? Yeah, Vi.
My name is
yeah. It's like you guys want to go see Vi in the movie theater. I heard it's with a name like that. If you can't even pronounce it, I'm sure it's disturbing as fuck. Because you got to look out for movies like that. The movies that are just weirdly titled, or like if you just went and see the movie just called Untitled, and they were like, oh man, this movie is a fucking horror bath of gore and bloods and just disturbing, I'd be like, I believe you, and I'm not going to go in there.
I was in a band once called Unnamed, and I was like, that's what they settled on. I did not. And I was like, this is the stupidest fucking name ever. They're like, it's cool, dude, because like we don't have anything.
That's so stupid.
I'm like, this sucks.
That's embarrassing, dude. That just sounds like Angry Rebel Kids.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more Linkin Park covers with you. I'm going home.
It does sound like a Linkin Park cover band. It really does.
It does.
Or it could be like No
Linkin
Name
Park song.
or like Lost in the Desert.
We're all
or something like that.
We were all like thinking we were cool in this garage on this crack street singing Chevelle's The Red. It filters through. Like singing.
But if you had done that though, if you had gone to people and be like, hey, I'm in a band, and they're like, oh yeah, what's its name? Oh, it's Unnamed. Because you can't put a name on a face like that. What about the pup? The pup's name's Galco.
That just reminds me, dude. We went to a Jeff Tate concert, who was the old singer of Queensryche, and that's a whole crowd. But this dude's standing there in the corner, dude, and he's all gothed out, and he's while he's singing, he's going.
I love, you know what? I love watching people like that because they're so passionate about what they do and they don't give a fuck that their cringe level is 10 plus. They love it so much. I gotta respect it. It breaks cringe because then at that point they just love what they do. You're like, man, they into what they doing.
He means it. Like that guy means it. He didn't put it on TikTok. He's just doing it at a fucking concert. Gary says, what if Michael and Lori have a Steven Seagal style knife fight? I mean, it almost looks like it in the goddamn kitchen.
That'll take like 2 seconds because if that happens, then you know that Michael Myers is going to be like the Steven Seagal and shove a knife in her fucking head like he did in Under Siege. It'll be done.
You would think, but then again, she has been training and drinking those pink drinks she's drinking, been shooting mannequins. She's probably gotten pretty good with the goddamn knife over the years.
I don't know. She can shoot guns real good, but I don't know about up close and personal knife combatants. It's not like she's Rambo out there. Well, she is Rambo-ish in a way, but I don't know.
Actually, yeah, and honestly, if you really look at it, and this is actually not a shame to. I'm not pointing the finger at any of these movies because this is just what you do in these movies, right? Like the Predator looks unstoppable until the main character fights him, and then all of a sudden he's getting punched in the face and shit. But that is true about these movies. Like Lori, when she meets up with Michael, considering how powerful it is, there is no way she should be able to fight him the way she does. None. Not in 2018, not in Kills, none of it. He should just immediately just knife in the eye, get the fuck out of my face. I'm far more powerful.
That's like taking on someone that can, like, that's like challenging, like, Eddie Van Halen, if, you know, RIP, by the way, to fucking guitar contest when you just started.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. His weapon of choice is a knife. Look, I'm going to have a knife fight. Unless your name is Steven Seagal and you can do that shit, don't do it.
Yeah. But we'll probably see it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Colton Candler, good to see you, buddy. I believe just had a recent birthday. Says, hey guys, thoughts on the new phase for Marvel? I'm excited for the Daredevil show and Secret Wars.
God damn it, Colton. Didn't you get the memo? Get the net, huh? We're doing Q&A for Halloween Ends, not Marvel. No, I'm kidding.
You only went out with it for 2 weeks.
God, I don't even need a gun. I don't even want a gun, let alone need a gun rack. I don't know. New phase. Mike and actually, it's funny. We just did a commentary a couple of days ago for X-Men, and we were talking about the direction of Marvel, and I think we did mention that. I think Marvel. I'm not excited for any of their phases. I'm really not. I think they're bumbling in the wind at this point. I don't know. I don't even know what they're building toward. I don't even know what they're building toward.
I'm 100% in agreement with you. Sorry, I was playing with my dinghy for a second there, but I agree with you, man. Like I looked at that and I went Thunderbolts, Blade, which they're going to PG-13 it.
Yep.
You could have just had Wesley Snipes back. No shade to the guy they got, but you could have just had Wesley Snipes would have fucking done it. You could have just made another Blade movie. That's all you needed to do. And then Thunderbolts, don't give a shit, don't know what it is, whatever. A lot of that shit is like, I've said this before, when Guardians of the Galaxy was successful, it was very nice for all of us. It was like, oh my God, this is great. But it was probably the worst thing to happen to Marvel because now they think they can put out whatever fucking C and D character out there and they just expect you to fucking eat it up. And we saw with the Eternals and we saw with Shang-Chi, it's not really working out that way. And now, like, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the Avengers type stuff and shit starts to get heavy, I just settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you, Debbie. I've done that twice now tonight. Then when it starts to get to the big shit, I'll get excited again. But I'll be honest, I looked at that board and it's not just Marvel. I watched the Shazam 2 trailer too, and I felt the same way. I look at this stuff and I go, another superhero movie. I mean, there's no difference to me except for its characters I don't even know now.
The Secret Wars is a cool concept, but I read the Secret Wars and it really is a fun series in Marvel, but I don't want Secret Wars right now. I think that after you're coming off of Thanos, I think it needs to be something more like even a large. Well, actually, Thanos was the largest threat you could have because he had the Infinity Gauntlet, but fine, you go to Galactus, you start introducing the X-Men or you start doing Onslaught. You start building towards something really fucking epic and cool, but you're not doing that. And by the way, the new Daredevil show, they already had a great show on Netflix that was I know they're bringing Charlie Cox back and they're bringing back what's his name? Amazing actor, can't remember his name, that played Kingpin.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's great. And I'm happy for those guys because those guys deserve it. But here's the other thing. I don't see any Thunderbolts, by the way, Thunderbolts is a cool, they're an anti-Avengers team. They're supposed to be good guys, but they're all former villains that are disguised and pretending to be good guys in order to get in with the government and then fuck them over. That's what the Thunderbolts basically are. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
It's kind of like that, but they're on their own and they're just doing a mass deception to the public. But there's also going to be characters in there that no one knows about, like who they are as villains. Like Citizen 5 in Thunderbolts actually turns out, well, they know him as Baron Zemo, but he's barely been mentioned in the MCU, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, point being, where's goddamn Deadpool? Where's the rated R version that we all were promised?
Where's the fucking X-Men?
Where's Fantastic Four? Well, we got fucking one thing and he's dead.
I think they did name Fantastic Four at some point, but
Krasinski, but
I think I'm pretty sure they gave a date for. I know Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm excited about that. But the Daredevil show, like you said, oh, hey, cool, man, we're bringing you the show back that you missed. It's going to be on Disney Plus. And I know that they said it. They did zombies. The What If is going to be TVMA on Disney Plus, and they just put Deadpool on Disney Plus, and they say Deadpool 3 is not going to be held back at all. Bullshit. But I don't believe it, man. I'll believe it when I see it. When you take Deadpool or when you take Daredevil, it may be TVMA or whatever, but I'm telling you, it's still not going to be this no holds barred, anything can happen version that you got on Netflix. So it's like, hey, we're giving you something back because you begged for it. Because all we do is listen to fans. We don't actually come up with our own shit. And here you go. But by the way, it's like a watered down version of the fucking toy you used to have. Like you left out in the sun and it got faded. You know,
there's like a highlighter marker all over it. But Moon Knight, for example, they're not going to do a second season. Like the 5th episode of that got too dark for them, so they're not gonna risk it. What I think that they're gonna do, and I feel
biscuit.
It fucking sucks, dude, because this is exactly what DC did to Henry Cavill. They're just going to put Ryan Reynolds in the back burner and promising there'll be a Deadpool 3, we promise, and hope that people fucking forget it and just shove your goddamn face full of sweets and hope you get diabetes and die before you fucking complain about it. That's what they're going to do. And Ryan Reynolds is going to sit back there and you know what he's finally going to say? I'm done. I don't want to do anymore. And then they're going to reboot Deadpool in some fucking Disney-fied version that's going to be stupid and over the top and corny as fuck, and that's going to be it.
I totally agree with you, man. I think they're pushing off the X-Men as far as they can go. They're pushing off Deadpool as far as it can go. And they're milking people basically. They're like, well, right now these Marvel fans will flock to we could fart on a fucking snare drum and these people would come. So let's make them watch every Disney Plus series. Let's make them watch the fucking Bumblebees, like a fucking tuna farts, whatever the fuck.
They're doing a Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, they're looking at this as like the next 30 years. Like, so they're like, no, we need to fucking make a whole fucking movie about this before we give them what they actually want. And to me, it just feels like they're taking advantage. And I think that could be, probably maybe that's just my inside superhero fatigue really setting in. It really takes something special to get me pumped for superhero movies these days. It just does. I'm sorry.
Dude, I think what makes me disgust is like, and it's not just Marvel. DC is also guilty of it, but it's the hubris. It's just the idea that we can put out any fucking thing we want and write it half-ass, and people are going to eat it the fuck up, and they'll love us for it, and they'll say, "Oh, how great you are! How wonderfully creative you are! How amazing you are!" Because you brought in Harry Styles as fucking Star Fox at the end of fucking the Eternals. Whoa!
Oh
yeah, you guys are nailing it. You guys are getting it.
And if
you brought in the most rapey fucking Marvel character, and you got Harry Styles to play him. Imagine that. That's cool, man. Really good stuff right there. That's top quality.
And then on top of that, have you seen the last several post-credit sequences between Doctor Strange
they're not connected.
And what was the last one? Thor 4?
I heard about
the post-credit sequence is like take famous actor, put him in suit, have them go, I'm here, and then end it. Like they're not even fucking trying. They just like everybody loves everything we do. I could slap my dick on a table full of cocaine, and all the parents will be like, that's awesome for our. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying, I think Marvel is high on their own supply right now, and I think we're seeing the beginning of the end. Maybe not the end, but I think we're seeing the beginning of them not being the fucking the honeymoon period or whatever. I don't know what.
Well, there's definitely going to be a recession. I think a recession is coming with the superhero movies. It's just going to happen.
And y'all, they're getting greedy. Jacob, love your fucking name, love your face, and I love the way you spell your name.
Jacob.
I'm just here to tell you guys, LOL, Mick Ultra's on me if I ever get the opportunity to hang with y'all.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Cheers, dude.
Thanks,
sir. Man.
Thank you, sir. I really like that a lot. That goes right. I'm going to invite you to my church service.
My butt just got itchy. Michael Parton, good to see you, buddy. Michael Parton took place in the Patreon live stream beer chug this past weekend.
Really good stuff.
On our Patreon, we do a live stream once a month, and part of that is you can come on the show via Zoom and do a beer chug with us. And Michael Parton, in his first time, did it. He didn't win, but he did a good job. It was nice to see his face.
Way better than me. I always lose.
Jay never even finishes the whole beer. Speaking of Jeepers Creepers, I thought that new trailer was whack. And why is it called Reborn? What's Reborn? Very confusing.
A piece of shit. I don't know. I'm not seeing. I don't. Did I watch the trailer? I'm not 100. Maybe I did.
This one just came out like 2 weeks ago.
Maybe I don't know.
Like last week.
I think that. Well, listen. Jeepers Creepers 3 sucked big ball sacks, like huge, veiny, disgusting old man sack.
The Batwing, bitch. Hey, you tell her to pipe down.
Yeah, would you please?
We don't need to hear that
out.
Coughing in our stream. All right, we're professionals.
My wife over there is just annoying. Do you hear her?
Better get her on a leash, Jay.
I'm gonna smack her around when we're on a break. I'm kidding. She was like, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, I don't
he smacks me.
I don't abuse women.
Mister,
I let other I
here.
hire people to do that. You think I'm gonna get my own fingertips dirty? Anyway, my point being is like, Jeepers Creepers 3 was a shit show. It was a terrible movie. Jeepers Creepers really hasn't been relevant at all since the second one. And then as far as a Reborn, I'm assuming that's just them trying to get more like excitement building for. Look, first off, they've got to get away from the whole director thing. All right, because every goddamn time you mention Jeepers Creepers, there's always going to be someone in the comments or someone be like, "Oh, you support a pedophile? You support a pedophile?" And that's not what it is at all. You can appreciate the fucking movie for what it is, and just and disown and what that guy did was disgusting, and he should be in jail for the rest of his life.
And he's not got anything to do with this movie, allegedly.
No, he doesn't. But I mean, it's always going to be associated with it. It's always going to have an asterisk next to it, which is unfortunate because the movie's great. The idea, the concept of what the creeper is awesome. But I don't know. I don't know. The Reborn thing. I would only assume that's because they're trying to reboot it without rebooting it. I don't fucking know.
Well, in the trailer, what happens is it's a group of people and they go to Horror Hound, and they end up going to this weird creepy house in the middle of nowhere, and the creeper traps them in this house, and he starts to pick them off one by one in the trailer. But it looks like it does. I'll just be honest with you, they don't ever show the creeper. His face is covered up when you do see him with some like sheen or some sort. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or what. You do see his eyes, so it is definitely a monster. It's not a copycat type situation. But I'll say this: it look like it was made for $20 and 3 McChickens.
It doesn't, or it does.
It does look like that kind of.
Oh.
It looks super cheap, and you can just tell like the way it's filmed. It does look like it's super cheap, and they just went through a whole legal battle over something. Dude, my fucking hype level is very, 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 very low. It does not look good to me, but I'll watch it and see. I mean, it gives me a reason to rewatch the first 2 movies, which were really good. You know,
I feel like it's become a slave to what happened to Hellraiser. It's just going straight to DVD and garbage. Just to keep the rights to it.
Yeah, it could be that for sure. And they're releasing it. It's not going to be in theaters. It's going to be in theaters for like 3 nights. But what they need to do, dude, it's one of those things. Like, honestly, if someone goes, hey, dude, I don't even want this anymore. Take this. You guys want the rights to Jeepers Creepers? I'm like, yes. Yeah. I would take the rights to Jeepers Creepers. I would make an announcement. First I would go through all the steps. I would go through the steps and I would say, look, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make 100% sure, I'm going to die fucking trying, making sure that the only way anything else from Jeepers Creepers gets made is if that disgusting piece of fucking dirt, Victor Salva, never gets a dime. And then when I make sure that that's the truth, I'm going to come out and I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to say, hey, we're making a new Jeepers Creepers movie, and we've made 100% certain that not a fucking penny is going to that piece of shit. I don't know if it's possible to do that, but that's the only way I would do anything with it.
I don't know.
And then once you make that announcement, then you can release it wide and everybody can feel good about going to see it without that nastiness attached to it. You know?
Well, I don't know how the legal battle settled out. I mean, yeah, he might still get a kickback every time. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but here's the thing. I know that.
Which means I'll pirate it.
Yeah. Well, Justin Long wanted to be a part. I know that he was really passionate about doing something else with it. He liked that movie and he liked being a part of the movie. And then unfortunately what happened is that, I mean, I know it happened before, but Victor Salva is a dirtbag, and that kind of got, picked up by the media, and it was, put out there for everybody. And then, suddenly the reputation of the movie is now tainted. And what happened was, it's like a studio will pick up that property because it's always going to make money because the name, because everyone's going to say, oh, a new Jeepers Creepers movie. I wonder what that's about, because it could be good. Like the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that went to Netflix did really fucking good. I liked it a lot. It was actually pretty goddamn well done. And that's what I think these studios are thinking. Oh, we can slap this shit on Hulu and we can make our money back. But unfortunately, if you don't take the time or the passion to put in directors or writers or actors that give a shit or aren't going to do the best, you're going to wind up with like straight DVD trash.
And here's another thing, dude. Think about it this way. That I mean, I think Jeepers Creepers people, whoever's behind it now, would be crazy not to put Jeepers Creepers on Netflix or Hulu or Paramount Plus or any of those. And the fact that as of now it's not coming out on any of those platforms tells me that those platforms have had it shopped to them, watched it, and went, no, I don't want this piece of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that should tell you something right there, possibly. Now, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it all smells rotten in Denmark's asshole to me. They're like, we got a hot piece of poopy here, but we already paid for it. Let's put it in theaters for 3 days, make what we can off the hardcore fans, and then put it on VOD.
And if it smells bad in Denmark, you're onto something, because Denmark probably smells like sweet bells of Christmas.
I would like to lick its ass. The man who sold the world says, how would y'all feel about a Halloween TV show based around Reverend Jackson P. Sawyer?
I think that'd be cool. I think that if you did something early on when he's like, oh, you're hunting it. Yeah, it'd be all right. I'd be fine with that. But I don't know what was he hunting?
You know what I mean? All right.
I mean, he's hunting something, but you don't know what he's hunting. It would be cool. It would be cool if they owned the rights to Friday the 13th and like some of the other properties, and he was hunting these monsters that lived in the same world. That'd be cool. Like if he was his own kind of monster hunter adventurer, and he was like a priest. But I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I don't know what you do with it, because he just seemed like a crazy alcoholic drunk.
Yeah. Well, when we had Alan McElroy, the writer of Halloween 4, on the show. Yeah. Hope to have him on again. By the way,
he's a great guy.
He mentioned, he actually broke that news on our channel, that he had wanted to write a prequel to Halloween 4 about solely Reverend Sayer. If he did it, I'd be fucking all on board with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I will say no. And the only reason I'll say no, Man Who Sold the World did it, is because I feel like with Halloween, you only have so much juice. And like I say the same thing to people who want to do an anthology or want to do side stories or the Gotham thing that they do with Batman, or you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, dude, there's a fucking show about Alfred. There's a show called Pennyworth about fucking Alfred. It's in its third
stupid.
goddamn season. I think Halloween only has so much juice in the needle, and I'm like, I love everything Halloween, but at the same time, I want them to save that juice for Michael Myers stuff solely. I don't want, if there's going to be any kind of fatigue for Michael Myers or tiredness of the Halloween franchise, I want to use that juice on strictly Michael Myers shit. That's just me, but I don't want any side stories or spinoffs or anything.
Well, Sayer was cool because it did seem like when he picked up Loomis, there was like a kindred spirit. There was like an understanding that they understood what evil was. Like, you know, like they were all, I've seen it out there on the desert and I was in the prairie lands. Like there was a cool, like Old West. Like they was like old sheriffs like hunting down the bad guy. But at the end of the day, you're right. If McElroy doesn't write it, I don't give a fuck, because that was his character. Like, and he had the idea. So if somebody else comes in like, oh, I can create all this stuff, like, well, then I'm like, I don't care.
Dude, you imagine how it'd be so True Detective-ish if Loomis and Sayer went on the road together.
I'd love to watch it. I'd watch the shit out of that. I'd watch.
Oh my
god!
God.
Out of that. If Donald Pleasance was still alive and that guy too.
Holy fuck, man. That would have been amazing. And they're like going around like satanic panic type shit. Yeah. And they have to go to these places. And sometimes it's just these super religious people who are about to like kill some kids just because they wore a Metallica t-shirt. Like the real shit that happens in real life. And they have to, sometimes they actually have to stop a demon, but sometimes they have to stop the super religious people from doing, like, that's kind of fucking rad,
like,
actually.
Yeah, it's like Supernatural, but with old people. And I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they can drink Jameson on their way, just like Matthew McConaughey did. Yeah. Dude, I think we just came up with a great fucking show.
That's a great idea.
Lil Ass says,
Lil Ass.
Lil Ass. Lil Ass. Lee Ass says Justin Long is great in Sasquatch Gang. Yes, really, dude. Sasquatch Gang rules.
If you go hang out with your girlfriend and not watch The Crow with me, that's cool.
Nuggets. Don't you worry about how.
So what if you just got 2 chameleons that could breed, and then we could sell them? And he's like, well, that's great. How long does that take? I don't know, like 6 months. Yeah, dude, I love that movie. Top to bottom to top is great. Mike and I have talked about that movie several times. Sasquatch Gang, underrated, another underrated comedy that no one talks about. So
if you guys are looking for a comedy that's like Napoleon Dynamite but kind of dirtier and raunchier, I beg of you, find Sasquatch Gang. You will laugh your fucking tits off. I swear to God.
It's kind of like Grind. It's the same thing like Grind. It's another movie
Grind's great one too. Podcast 1919 says it's called Shenanigans, Jay, and here anything goes. That's the name of the restaurant. It's basically Applebee's in Waiting, but it's called Shenanigans.
Hey, what's the name of that place that Mexican restaurant has all the goofy shit on the windows?
Shenanigans?
Ah, kill him.
I'm gonna pistol whip the next.
Pistol whip that asshole. Ah, yes. I believe that when my shit turns purple and smells like shit, but it's a rainbow.
It's a semi-serious, possibly serious. I don't know if he's being serious or not, but John Carrillo says wife wants to separate. Any advice? Thank you, guys. It depends on what you did, John. There needs to be a little bit more, or what she did.
There's no context involved. That's just like a very. Did you cheat?
Is there kids?
I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Is there? Yeah, not enough info.
I'm not gonna say anything and be like, yeah, I said that, and then you're like, hey, thanks for your advice. Guess what happened? Now I live in a Motel 6 down the road, and I lost my job, and I'm on food stamps, and my life sucks, asshole.
Yeah, we need the whole story for sure for that one, man. But I appreciate it, and I hope you guys don't get separated, John. Bat Seal says, "Can Slenderman and Marky Mark talk about Halloween?"
Go ahead,
real quick. You know what I like to do sometimes? I like to go out in them streets and take these fucking kids candy, because I go up to people's door and they're like, "You're a fucking old man." And I'm like, first off, I'm not that fucking old, all right? I don't need to be doing these fucking Father Stews all the time, all these fucking Infinite movies. I can still fucking act. I'm young. You see me with my fucking shirt off? I eat turkey burgers every fucking day. I stay in shape, all right? So sometimes I want to go up to a fucking door and open it and say, "Hey, trick or treat, it's Mark fucking Wahlberg. Let me in your fucking house." and I can't because I'm fucking old. So sometimes I like to go around and take kids' candy, and that's all right. One time I beat up a fucking Puerto Rican guy for a 24-pack, and I still haven't gone to fucking jail. Happy Halloween.
She's so racist, Marky Mark. No sweet vibrations for ye. So me like Halloween. Y'all get to go around, carving out you jack-o'-lanterns, putting them in your windows, scaring off the ghosties. Little children comes dressed as pirates and bumblebees at your front door. You say, "Oh, what scary pirates! Don't take me booty." And then they say, "Trick or treat," and then you say, "Oh, here Reese kept for you." But that's what me like about Halloween. If it's about the movie, me don't watch that stuff. That's not violent. Me don't like that stuff. That guy walk around mask hurting people because him got wronged. Maybe him attracted to his sister and he didn't know how to talk about it. You need to talk somebody in the story. That's it.
I want to point out why you're doing that, dude. I looked down and read from AB James. He said, "Mike, you pushing 40?"
We both
and
are.
I just want to know where that comment came from. Like, were you looking at me going, "Damn, this motherfucker looks 40," or did we say something that I missed? Hey, get down.
See, that's how I am. I'm trying to fight against the window of time. I'm trying to find a way back. No, yeah, we both are. And you wouldn't. You know what? I must be going through a midlife crisis because that's where I wear my hat backward to pretend that I'm younger. That I'm not. I should be wearing fucking golfer shorts.
Jay is older than me though, so fuck you.
By a year.
I'm 36 years old. But yeah, I guess you can call that pushing 40s. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. So yeah,
well,
sure.
you'll be 37 in September. I'll be 38 in February.
I do want to know though, like what
shut up.
What prompted that question mark? I want
to
know.
All right, no, I'm sorry, I'm 38. I'll be 39.
God, here she is again. What does she want?
I'm 39 in February.
Tell her to make you some spaghetti and shut up.
Can you go fucking make me some chicken noodle soup because I'm an old man and I'm getting tired.
Enjoy sweaty guys, folks. We're getting crispy. John Carrillo says, "Wife." Oh, I just read that. Sorry to remind you of your.
I thought he fucking posted again. He's like, you guys didn't answer.
I need to know. Oh my goodness, Fruit Loops. Thank you so fucking much. She is always so goddamn good to us.
Hey,
you have no idea how amazing this human soul is. Thank you so much, Fruit Loops. She says, "I need a Loomis shout out. I am on the struggle bus." I thought that said straight bus for a second, and I was like, it's okay too.
Okay, well, if you're on that goddamn struggle bus, get off that struggle bus and get on the happy bus. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, there's a song that came out not long ago. What do you say? If you want to be somebody else, if you're tired of fighting battles, you got to change your mind. Okay, don't get on that struggle bus. That struggle bus leads to nowhere but fuckville. So change your mind. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say you're worth it, and then get on the happy bus. And you know what? You might be happier. I don't know. It's pretty simple. I mean, listen. People come all the time and ask questions. What can I do to be happy? Well, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to separate from my wife because she caught me fucking a squirrel. I bet that's what happened with that one guy. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy. Fruit Loops are up. First off, where are you at? What street are you on in what city? What you taking the struggle bus? Are you low on change? You don't take that shit. You go find get an Uber or a goddamn, what's the other one called? LinkedIn seats?
DoorDash?
Yeah, Dash of Doors. Take that. Isn't that for food, you asshole? Anyway.
What's the other Uber?
No, it's not called Uber.
Lyft,
yes. Take the lift to higher grounds. Lift yourself to higher grounds and then take the car.
Ready for the big ride, baby. That's about dying.
Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. Just get on the goddamn happy bus. Jesus Christ. I don't know what people. I wake up sometimes like, oh, I'm on the struggle bus. And then I take a pee in the morning. I'm like, I'm not on the struggle bus anymore. I hope everything goes better for you. I know, we all have bad days, but it's temporary. It's all temporary.
Fucking A. Is my pee going to go away until I put it in the toilet, though? That's a question I don't know the answer to. Thank you, Jit.
What is that?
His picture's Lucas from Empire Records, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it.
I love it, but I don't. What the fuck is a super? I don't know.
You can pay to put a sticker in the chat, I think is what it means.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you just pay, like, hey, I want my fucking sticker in there. Give it to me, piece of shit. Am Ryder says, I found out my dad was in Amsterdam. Damn. I thought that was going another route when I started reading it.
It's like, you just found out you had a dad?
I was born. Inky says, could Dr. Loomis by any chance try to talk some sense into my good friend Freddie? He's in love with Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. While you do that, I'm going to take my pee-pee break.
All right. Yeah, sure. I mean, let me talk this friend
Oh,
Freddie.
shit. Wait. Ow!
Who's this asshole?
Ah!
Get it off!
Ah!
Get it off! Calm it down. Relax it. Bring it back in. Reel it back in, all right? Yes, your friend Freddie's in love with Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. Well, first off, it's so far from the truth, okay? Michael Myers was not a 6'8" 8,000 brick house of muscle and steel. He was a 21-year-old asshole in a mask, okay? He also didn't have all these goddamn problems. He wasn't a long-haired kid that liked, you know, Grateful Dead or the goddamn bands from the 70s. All right? He didn't. He stabbed his sister's tits multiple times for no reason, and then he looked stupid when they took off his clown fucking mask. And he's like, oh. And they're like, what did you do, Michael? And he didn't say anything. And then he didn't say a goddamn word for years. Broke out, running around in a gown, and then kills again. So if you like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers, then I'll bet you love all sorts of dirty, nasty shit. Okay? Rob Zombie is a turd. He smells like pee. His beard is full of rice, lice, ticks, and no chicks. Just dicks. So shut up, Freddie. God, Freddie. Your name also sounds like somebody that sells used cars and also is an asshole. But thank you so much, Inky. That was really nice of you. And by the way, I think we've said this before. We have no problems with people that love Rob Zombie. And I don't remember. We were on just the show now. Let's Talk Movies or the other one. One of the guys did like Rob Zombie. One thing about Rob Zombie is that Rob Zombie's not a bad dude at all. Like, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think that he gets obsessed with this dark. I got to be dark and different. And I feel like he's, and I always say this, going back to the Varsity Blues thing, the dumbest smart kid I know, because he has an eye for scenes. He has an eye for like really capturing some really cool stuff. But he decides that, you know, oh, I got mad because people didn't respond in the way that I wanted them to respond, and he winds up just going off the end. So I don't know, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what this. Holly Roxy is correct. That's exactly what I was. Yeah, that's you said a lot more eloquent than me. Rob Zombie's a fantastic cinematographer, just horrible with dialogue. That's 100% accurate. Yes, he does not have an eye for dialogue and cologne. But yes, Michael Parton says in his films, I feel like he exploits white trash. I mean, you're not actually far from the truth. And I think he actually mentioned that on the Joe Rogan podcast. He had said something about that he grew up. Well, you know, he reflects what he grew up with around a circus or something. So it was very, you know, a lot of his movies are reflective of his own childhood. And it was kind of like this weird, fucked up, nightmarish version of life. And I feel like he just got exposed to this kind of stuff. So he just puts it in his films. So it is what it is. Hey, JT Customs, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, Jay, have you seen Obi-Wan and Stranger Things Volume 2 yet? Yes, I did watch all the Stranger Things. I enjoyed it. Pretty good. I thought it was over. I didn't think they, you know, and again, I'm not going to give you guys spoilers because there are people that haven't finished it yet, but I felt like Stranger Things, I thought that the cast had said they weren't going to do any more, but it definitely feels like they're leaving the door open for it. But as far as Obi-Wan, I have not watched it yet. I plan to watch it. I know there's a lot of criticism around it, and a lot of people are pissed off. A lot of Star Wars fans are mad. But I didn't really, I read a couple of the critiques, but I'm just going to bypass that and make my decisions on my own. So hopefully, I mean, I want to see Ewan McGregor again. I mean, that's cool, but Jake Jockman says there's no way this is the last Halloween movie. I don't think it is. In any span of the imagination, my sir. This is just the end of the Blumhouse trilogy. Okay, it's like saying, well, they're never going to make another Batman movie. There's no way they're not going to make another Batman movie. There's too much fucking money on the table, right? And also, there's a huge fandom for it, and there's so many stories that can be told. Why wouldn't they make? So yeah, Halloween Ends is just the end of Blumhouse, and they're telling. And I think that David Gordon Green had come out and said that before. I think he had said that he would like to see other iterations of Michael Myers, because that's the whole point. I mean, the idea is that you get to have, directors come in and they have a wonderful different version from the last, and it could be shitty and it could be great, but that's the coolest thing about Michael Myers is the fact that he is so legendary, that he is sufficiently like Batman. You can have many directors interpret him and do movies with him and storylines with him that might be slightly different than the last, but they all are unique in their own way. So that's why Michael Myers is one of the most, maybe the most iconic character, period.
I agree with you.
I got to go pee really bad.
Okay. Everything you just said was fucking true, though.
I was practicing for my speech class.
Thank you very much, Christopher Myers. He's not Chris, he's fucking edgy, so now he's Christopher Myers. Christian Walt says, picture this: Jamie is the killer, done well after H4. If it meant no Busta Rhymes or Rob Zombie's H2, yay or nay. If Jay says no, he loves H2, confirmed. I'll ask him that. I can promise you won't say no. No, look, no. No. Jamie cannot be the killer. I know that we ended H4 that way, and the only thing I've ever said about H4 ending that way, with Jamie holding the knife in the clown suit and Loomis doing it, is that Alan McElroy, the writer of H4, said that he had all these ideas for it. And I respect him. I've just always disagreed with that thought that Jamie or anybody else could ever be Michael Myers. So I don't ever want to see Jamie be Michael Myers, especially. I think that as bad as it was what they did with the Jamie character, I do want them to see. What I want to see is them go back and somehow make the marketing work, where they can say, we're going to redo Halloween 5. We're going to pick up from Halloween 4, but I still don't want them to pick up with Jamie holding the knife. That character, Danielle Harris, got to be in the Rob Zombie films, and that was amazing. That Zombie, as much shit as we talk about Zombie, it was amazing that he did that for her. I love that he did that, and she was great in those fucking movies. She was one of the best parts about H2 for sure. But I just think that the character Jamie needs redemption. Having her killed off after Michael banged her and made her have a baby and killed in that fucking barn in H6 was just despicable to me, even though I love H6. But I would love for them to go back and somehow tie in. I want the original fucking 9 movies, or 8 movies, to the canon of that to have its day. If Chucky can fucking do it with the weird shit Chucky's done in the Child Play series and all that, why can't Halloween? And it's not that hard. We don't ever have to talk about Rob Zombie or about Busta Rhymes again. But why not start a movie with Michael's eyes opening in that morgue and then just tell a new story with characters that matter? It's a sequel to that movie, but we never have to talk about it. We never have to bring up Dangertainment again. It was just a dark night in Texas. Everybody's had them. Everybody's drank too much and woken up next to someone who's fucking hideous with a terrible personality. That is H8. And in H9, if we go back to that, Michael wakes up for that. And then somehow you can maybe figure out a way to bring Jamie's storyline into play. It was originally going to be in H2, right? There was a script of H2 or H2O, which actually Laurie talked about Jamie. So there's a way to tie all that in, bring the character of Jamie back, and then you can maybe bring the Josh Hartnett character back. I know Josh Hartnett's not going to come back, but you could bring back that character. Comb your hair. There's a lot of things that they could do, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. System Monitor, thank you so much. Says that's the real curse of Michael. Can crush heads and snap necks, but can't open the fucking laundry chute Jamie hides in. That's true. It's just like we were saying earlier. It's crazy how these movies and their plots nerf the character when he's after a main character. So it's just like with Predator. Predator's unstoppable, just fucking all these fucking technologies ripping through people. Michael's the same way. All of a sudden he comes across the main character and they can roundhouse kick him and roadhouse him and fuck him up. And all of a sudden, all that cool shit that you saw Predator have doesn't exist anymore. They do the same thing with Michael sometimes. Michael will tear apart 20 goddamn grown-ass men, and then he comes across a 5-year-old and she kicks him in the nuts. I know that specific thing didn't happen, but it's a problem with all movies in general for sure. But yeah, like, I mean, I do love when he's in the laundry chute though, and he's like doing the whenever Michael gets stuck and he's throwing his knife around everywhere. I just love that shit. It gets me going in the night. Connor, and by the way, over 600 people. That's fucking awesome. Thank every one of you guys for being here. I promise we're gonna get through all these, and we're gonna keep talking for as long as it takes. Connor, thank you so much, dude. Says any of y'all have any scary stories? Home invasion? Home invasion? No, I never had my home invaded. Thank fucking Christ. Because that shit's scary as hell. Thankfully, I don't have any stories. Oh, I do have one story. This is scary as fuck. So we used to live on this road that had like a quarter, the driveway was like a quarter of a mile. And it wasn't a super fancy house or anything, but it did happen to be, we rented it. It did happen to be surrounded by like hundreds of acres of land. It was right off the main interstate, but just where we were, you had to drive like a quarter to a half mile down this windy road in the middle of the forest. And you'd see all these crazy animals and shit all the time. And it was just this little house. I guess it used to be the farmhand's house that we rented for like fucking $800 a month at the time. And one day I was leaving. I was like, you guys want Mexican? I'm going to go pick up some Mexican. Let's go. So I get in the car. I was driving a Mustang at the time. I get halfway down my driveway and there's someone, this is only a 1-lane driveway. There's someone parked in it and they're off to the side of the road a little bit enough where I can get my car by. But I'm like, that's fucking weird. And there's a pond on this property. Not that we didn't own it. We weren't even letting fish on it. But there's beers on top of the car. And I pull up and I see this dude. Jay's back now. I see this dude while I'm pulling back to go get Mexican for the family in this driveway, and he's in the back seat of the car. There's beers on top of the car. He's in the back seat of the car, just fucking humping the shit out of someone or something in the back seat. And this tiny little like Metro Geo or some shit. And he's got his hands on the seats, and he is just, I mean, he's whatever he was fucking it really hard.
I should have got tinted windows.
I got real freaked the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
And I what I did was I like honked my fucking horn, and then his head disappeared real quick, and I drove past, and then I called Katie and I was like, hey, lock the doors, stare at that driveway until I'm back, and make sure nobody pulls up in it. Be ready to call the police if you have to. And I was like, if they're still there when I get back, because it was just right up the road, then I'll stop and say something to them. And by the time I got back, they were gone. But I started thinking about it after the fact, and I was like, man, fuck, what if, like, I'm sure it was just two teenagers fucking, you know, but what if that wasn't something? What if whatever the fuck he was going to town on in that back seat wasn't, what if it wasn't consensual or something? Like, so all this stuff got to start going. So I started to freak out a little bit. I was like, man, what if I just let like something bad happen in my driveway? And I didn't do
maybe, how do you know he could have been eating Chipotle?
He's fucking his own burrito.
Yeah, he was fucking
God,
the
I love this burrito.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, it wouldn't have been ironic and kind of stupid if he'd had a sucking, fucking, and touching bumper sticker. Well, yeah,
it's just a great fan.
I'm sorry I was a little late. I was beating my wife. I mean, talking to her. Because you know what it is. Chicks cannot hold their smoke. They just cannot hold their smoke. No,
have you ever had a home invasion though?
Like a home invasion?
Mm-hmm.
No. Liv Tyler was not around me. I've never gone through a home invasion. I don't know. First, I don't have the goddamn money to have a panic room either. So I guess, you know, I'd be a stupid cat. If somebody came into my house forcefully and they're like, give me all your whatever, I'd be like, sir, everything is yours. And actually I can provide you with a serial number so you can erase them and you can take them to the nearest pawn shop. What would you like? I've never had a home invasion. That's probably the scariest fucking thing that could happen to somebody.
I did have a guy call me on it was like my 9th birthday, I want to say. And my sister was in high school and my dad was away on business all the time. Like he was always gone on business for like months at a time. And his desk phone rang in his office. It was my birthday and I'm watching out the window for my friends to pull up and I answer the phone. And I'm telling you guys, this was the creepiest voice. It sounded like he had like a voice changer or something. It was just like this, just fucking scary ass voice.
Yeah.
And he's like, is this Michael? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you have a sister? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is it my sister's name or whatever? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm going to ask you something. He's like, and if you hang up on me or you scream, he's like, someone's going to get hurt. And my dad's way on business. So I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of movies. Does he have my dad? What's going on? And he's like, do you know what rape is? And then I started crying. And then somebody saw and they were like, what the fuck? And then he's like, whoa. And then he hung up the phone on me. But that fucked me up, dude. I would not stay alone. I made them buy a caller ID. It freaked me the fuck out. Fucked with me real bad.
Twist ending. It was R. Kelly.
It was Jay actually at the end. He was just trying to.
I was like, I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
Hey, I'm the winner.
And they're like, I'm gonna
fucking butt fucked me.
He's gonna be like, Mom, there's somebody on the phone. I was like, are you making popcorn? Then if his mom had gone on the phone, hello, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it was just a joke. You should. I don't know what happened. Don't call my mom.
I don't think Scream was out yet either. No, yeah, Scream came out when I was 11, so Scream wasn't even out yet. So it could have been the original Ghostface. Who knows? Michael Parton, thanks, buddy. Says I was amazed at how great the Marvel panel was and how shockingly disappointing the DC panel was. They couldn't even announce new projects.
Well, that's because they've got a couple problems. They got a couple problems. Miller of Ezra and Hurt of Amber, both turds in the sack. They don't know what's going on.
What if they said, hey, we just want to announce the San Diego 2022 Comic Con, a surprise guest, everybody, Ezra Miller. And then everybody in the crowd takes off running. Oh, God! It's Ezra fucking Miller!
And then a fucking SWAT team bursts from the back curtains and like arrest that motherfucker. I'd be the greatest panel I'd ever seen in my life. But no, yeah. Well, we all know why DC is struggling. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. First off, I'm just going to be brief with this because we've already talked about this, until it's blue in the face. But they have completely disrespected and used up any last good graces with the wonderful Henry Cavill. They had the next generation of Superman right there. Like everybody was talking about how great Christopher Reeve was, and I agree. Christopher Reeve will always be the classic, iconic Superman. But for the 21st century, Henry Cavill was it. It was amazingly directed. Man of Steel. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And I also think that BVS was good, and I also liked the Zack Snyder Justice League. I think that Snyder nailed the idea, and he actually made you care about Henry Cavill's Superman portrayal in a way that was almost impossible before that, because you think about it, good-looking guy, got a great goddamn job, good-looking girl that he's married to, he can do everything and anything, he can move fucking planets and turn back time. It's really hard to get behind a guy like that and be like, oh yeah, I relate to him. But Zack Snyder was able to bring it down into the dirt and like make a garden out of like, yeah, you're going to empathize with this. And unfortunately, they let all that slip away. Now they're doing a whole different lineup. They don't even know what, and now they got a Joker musical going on. What the fuck is happening? Like somebody's smoking the Jeeba. But yeah, so.
I also want to say too, you got to think, and to me, I thought what Marvel did was underwhelming too, but you got to think times are changing. I think DC and Marvel both saw how much money Comic-Con was pulling in.
Yeah.
And now they have their own. Marvel has D23 and DC has DC Fandom. So I think DC just fucked around and had The Rock come out and play with his dinghy in front of everybody and all that. But I think what they're doing is they're waiting for their own things. I think DC wants DC Fandom, because if you're DC or Marvel, look at it this way, be like, why do I need Comic-Con? Like DC and Marvel are the two biggest pools for Comic-Con. We'll just do our own fucking show. And it'll be, we don't have to compete with Marvel. We can do our own thing. So I think that they were actually holding back on purpose there.
Well, I want to know what happened to DC Dark.
Yeah,
remember that? Like, or DC Black. DC
Dude,
Black.
they have so many fucking ideas.
They were gonna do a DC Black label. Like it was gonna be like more high risk type of films or more risque films that were gonna be separated from the DCEU, and that just disappeared. I'm like, dude, that was brilliant. I was like, yes, fucking do that. Where you can do standalone stories that are dark and that are not connected to an overall universe, and that would be amazing. And it got shut down. It just didn't happen. And I don't know.
You know why they stopped? It's because it was a good idea. So they said we can't have that.
No, they said they stopped because it said DC Black. They're like, we ain't racist.
not in 2022. 3 trailers down. I like your name, by the way. It reminds me of 3 Doors Down, one of the first concerts I ever saw. It says, boys, just wanted to ask about help with trying to grow on YouTube. It being when to upload, when to not upload, or even to tag a video. Lovians. Real quick, I'll tell you this: the best thing to do is absolutely be as honest as possible with your content. Don't try to clickbait. Don't try to just rip off what other people do. Figure out your own thing, because if you're ripping it off, it's popular enough for someone else to rip off, and you're just going to end up in a wade of murky waters. Think of something new that no one's done before. And B, when it comes to tagging stuff, just there's a bunch of great articles on it that explain it really easily. But as far as time to upload, real quick tip: if you go to your YouTube Studio, okay, and you go to your analytics section, so YouTube Studio, then analytics, then if you scroll down, there's an audience tab. click the audience tab, and it'll literally tell you when your viewers are online. It'll be like when you look at Google and it's like, is this restaurant busy? And they're like, from 6 to 9 p.m. If you go on YouTube Studio, go to the audience tab, it'll tell you your viewers, your demographic are typically online on Tuesdays from 1 to 7 p.m. So that's the best time if you can help it. But that changes as you grow. So always just look at that.
I ain't know any of that shit. Back in the day, I thought it was just basically like, it was the luck of the draw, man. You'd upload the video after you edit it and hope for the best. I wouldn't even know. Like, I mean, yeah, if they show you the analytics, if they show you exactly at the times that the people are like that are watching your videos when to upload it, well, that would be what to go with. But as far as like what Mike's saying is 100% true. Just be yourself and don't. It's so easy to give into that clickbait bullshit. It's so easy because all you're going to do is make sure that you are stitching together a community of people that fucking hate you. And they will always click on your video. So you'll make money, but you'll be infamous, not the reputation you want. Because I just watched the video. I didn't watch the video, but I knew it was bullshit because I knew about it. But there was a clickbait title about Ricky Martin. It's like, Ricky Martin did what? Disgusting. By the way, so that whole quick thing, that case was that Ricky Martin's nephew had accused him of sexual assault and a relationship with them. Ricky Martin said that was a disgusting allegation that never happened. It actually got dropped out of court. The nephew dropped the whole thing. He said it never, and actually Martin and his brother had said that nephew had mental problems. But I saw a YouTube video where it was literally saying Ricky Martin did what to his nephew? Yeah. Disgusting. And that's how people clicked on it. Like, you're fucking lying, man. The case wasn't even heard yet. The actual facts weren't out yet. You're putting that title in there to get people to click on your bullshit. So it's like saying Michael Myers dead and Halloween ends before movie starts. What?
Yeah.
And then be like, well, a rumor says that Michael Myers is actually a supernatural force that's returned from the grave. So that's how you came up with that title.
Yeah, and also don't expect people to don't have entitlement expecting people to, just because you're doing the same thing they're doing, to come in and raise you up. And also when it comes, if I don't know if you guys cover news or anything like that, don't try to be first. It's more important that you're good at what you do and that you're entertaining, and then you don't have to break news. If you want to be a news breaker, and I've told people this before and they haven't listened and it's turned out poorly for them. If you want to be a person who breaks news, go through the proper channels and learn journalism. Learn how these actual bloody disgusting people like that do news. Don't be like, oh, so this dude told me this at Cracker Barrel, so I'm going to break the video out and I'm going to tell everybody this happened, and then I'm going to get huge. And then what happens? You get one video that does well, and then and people watch you and they go, well, it's not very entertaining, but maybe they'll break some news. So then you get into this trap of, oh, I have to break news. So then you start lying. And I've seen people do this, and they start making up shit just because nobody will watch any of their videos if they don't promise to.
Tell me their name.
There's 1,000. There's 1,000. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, just man, you're not on YouTube to break news. You're on YouTube to talk about news in an entertaining way. You're just a fan like everybody else. And I think a lot of people forget that. And they're like, we're covering and reporting and breaking and blah, blah. And like, you're not. Stop it.
That fucking shit's already on Google. All you're doing is rereading an article that was posted on fandom.com. Or whatever the fuck. I mean, that's it. All you're doing. I mean, it's not breaking news.
Yeah, and that's okay if you do that, but do it in your own way. Don't promise people new news because you just end up spoiling shit or pretending that you know stuff you don't actually know because you didn't actually put the work in to become that person. And that's why people who are actual journalists and who actually work their fucking faces off.
Yeah.
And then you come out with a story that's fake, and everybody that's actually working really hard and doing something professional has to chase their tails around finding out if it's not true or not because fucking Joe Blow said it on fucking buttfuck.com.
Joe Blow said it? I knew it.
Goddamn Joe Blow. They call me Stamps. Thank you, buddy. He says, have you guys ever seen Stan Helsing? It's another scary movie type movie. It's pretty bad, but it has parodies of Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky, Leatherface, and Pinhead. I've never seen it.
I've never watched it either. I've seen the cover for it. I don't know. I think I passed it on Amazon or something. I think it was free with Prime, and I never watched it. It sounded pretty funny, but I never dove into that. I never opened its crack up and smelled it. But I will say, because there was a time like when Haunted House came out with Marlon Wayans, was fucking terrible, so bad. They tried their best to do a scary movie again. I hated that movie. So I was nervous about watching any other parodies because you know what it is. Scary Movie broke the mold, man. Scary Movie and 2 are, I mean, that's it for me. I think that as far as horror parodies go, Scary Movie is it, but maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. But Stan Helsing, I mean, did you like Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman? I liked it for a popcorn movie, but I didn't like it for, like, I don't think it was that great of a film.
I didn't watch. I think I watched Van Helsing. That was Hugh Jackman, right? Yeah. So like, I watched it, but I never saw Stan Helsing. But I might check it out just because you said so, dude. Because I've that's the way you explain it sounds way better than I promise you than how they fucking market it.
Yeah.
You know. All right, I scrolled down to catch up, so now I got to scroll backwards to catch up. We'll start going through these a little bit faster, guys. I promise. But first, oh shit, dude! Two things just happened.
Wow,
you talk. Read it.
I'll read
John
it.
Winston, big dick John Winston, just came here, dropped another fucking bag on us. Which, holy shit, dude! Fucking thank you.
I'm gonna read it in the way that I think that John Winston really is.
But he spoke, dude. He said words.
That's
What's
amazing.
Say? I'm so fucking pumped right now.
This is how John Winston sounds.
You read it. I'm not gonna look at it.
What's up, Jay and Mike? Appreciate all the laughs and reviews. Getting ready to leave to Russia to visit my mother for a couple of months. Listening to a live stream in airport. And for everyone saying I sell drugs or I'm a scammer, LOL. That means laugh out loud. No. I used to play professional baseball. Take care, J&M. That's what I'm talking about, sir. Did you play for the Braves?
Big dick John Winston, man. Did he play for the Braves, you think? I love the Braves.
I don't know. John Winston, man. We love you, man. And we think you're awesome and a really cool dude. He always comes in and drops some of the biggest super chats that we definitely don't deserve. We don't deserve any super chats, but he drops some of the biggest super chats, period, that we've gotten. And you know, and this is the first time that he's ever posted a message underneath of his super chat. I don't care if you sold drugs or not. Sell all that crack cocaine if you did. Man, you gotta get yours. But no, man, we really appreciate you. Man. You're awesome as fuck, and what a awesome thing. You're going to, you know, visit your mom and for a couple of months, and I hope everything goes well over there because I know it's fucked up right now. But hey, man, thank you so much. You're so awesome, dude. Thank you,
John. I piggyback what Jay just said, and I also say this. I hope you're still going to be around. I hope that I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like you could still watch the shows in Russia, right?
No.
Right?
No.
I don't know how that works.
I think I'm not going to get into it.
I don't know how that works or what's going on there, but I will say this, dude. You are a fucking angel of a human being, and we really do appreciate it. But you and Ashley both, and everybody, I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody is. But dude, John, if you guys don't know, if this is the first time you've seen this, John will come in these shows and he just makes you just feel amazing about yourself. You're just sitting here talking, and he's like, fucking huge ass super chat, no words. He's never spoken before. He's never said words. It's like Silent Bob. Like he never says anything. He's just super fucking kind to us and does these amazing kind things for us and never says the words. I'm fucking flabbergasted right now that he spoke. And now we know he used to be a fucking baseball player.
Dude, I think you know I think you are, John, and that's fine. You're using a fake name like John Winston because that's fine.
I googled it already.
Your name is Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, Benny the Jet Rodriguez from Sandlot. He got the secret weapon, the PF Flyers. He's the one that took down the Beast, and he became a professional baseball player for the Dodgers. And that, sir, is an accomplishment that no one will ever take from you. And you were the one that helped Smalls. No, but it really is cool, man. I wish I knew more about baseball than I do because I don't know shit except Chipper Jones and Nolan Ryan. And Barry Bonds because of the steroids.
Yeah, I know baseball, but only Braves. Like I'm a huge fucking Braves fan. But John, I hope you played for the Braves. Whoever your real secret
he probably played for the Marlins.
He probably played for like their rival, and he's never going to come on the show.
I don't know who your rival is.
Sorry, John.
But yeah, man. Hey, John. Good luck and safe trips to Russia.
Yeah,
I hope everything goes good and have a good time. And hope your mom's doing well. And thank you for sticking around, man. Love you. Thank you. And by the way, John Winston, your name, John Goddamn Winston, it's always going to remind me that you were a partner to Doc Holliday, Kurt Russell's Wyatt Earp, Sam Elliott's Virgil in Tombstone that just wasn't credited in the movie. Because that's what a guy like John Winston would do that. I'll pay his tab. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're exactly that. That's the kind of fucking guy he is, man. But hey, man, like Jay said, have a safe trip, and I hope that we got to this in time. That you heard it. We know how fucking flight delays are. I'm sure you're still here because that's how they go. But thank you, dude. Really, thank you for everything you've done. We really do appreciate it. Gary, thank you, buddy. Says, "Oh my god, I just found out the bug guy in Men in Black because Vincent didn't offer. I didn't recognize."
Yeah, you look like an Edgar suit. Yeah, dude, that's Vincent D'Onofrio. He's also he's in something else too. He was Bagul. If you ever watch Sinister,
yeah,
he's the professor that sexy Ethan Hawke gets in touch with to talk about Bagul.
He's in so much shit. He's in a movie called Chained. He's in The Breakup. He's in dude. Look at his fucking IMDb. It's fucking crazy.
It's amazing.
Daniel Flores, thanks, buddy. Says my husband is having a bad day. Can I have a shout out from Slender Man? Thank you, love you guys. From Katie. So Daniel's the one having the bad day.
Okay,
I'm taking it.
So guess what happened, Daniel? You woke up this morning thinking everything was gonna be fresh and okay. And then the world says, no, sir, you owe us a date. You're going to take it out, you butthole. I'm going to make you have a bad day. What could go wrong, will go wrong. And it all went wrong today. Your deodorant broke because you was out. When you were trying to use it on your arm, it just broke. You know, there's not enough toothpaste in the tube when you try to brush your teeth and you try to squeeze it. And you're like, me hate this day. This day is stupid. Me don't like it. Me just go back to bed and forget about the world today. Wife, Katie, leave me alone. Go outside by yourself. We don't want to see the sun. But guess what? The sun won't see you. And you know what? The bright day won't see you as well. Bad things happen there. Okay? Don't worry about it. You had a bad day. You're going to be all right. Tomorrow morning going to be a different day. You had a bad day. That's it. Don't worry about it. Don't you ever think it's going to be just this day. Because that day is not going to be nothing tomorrow. You have a good day now, all right? Go have yourself some chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie. Afraid says not Halloween related, but do you guys think Anthony Starr could be a perfect reverse Flash and Carl Urban could be a good Wolverine? Yes. For me.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I just had a conversation with my brother like a couple of days ago about Anthony Starr, and he was like, dude, I fucking hate that guy even in interviews. Like, I know he's not like the guy that he is as Homelander, but he's such an asshole. Like, he could play a villain really, really well. So as something as Reverse Flash, yeah, absolutely. The problem is he's up there in age, and so is Carl Urban. So, and I definitely don't think that the studio wants to have Carl Urban come in as Wolverine now, because he's in his, I think he's pushing 50, to be honest. So you're not going to, if that happened, you would only have Carl Urban for a couple of movies, and that'd be it. And then you'd have to reboot it. I don't think, I honestly think it's going to be that guy from Arthur, the one that you don't like, from Sons of Anarchy.
That they're gonna Charlie Hunnam. Yeah,
Charlie Hunnam is probably going to be the next Wolverine, because they want a youngish Wolverine, the same age or about that age that Hugh Jackman was when he did X-Men. So, but it'd be cool, yeah, if they did a one shot where Anthony Starr played a Reverse Flash, and they did an offshoot with that. Like, if they did a Flashpoint, an actual movie with Flashpoint that had nothing to do with the DCEU. Like, I know they're doing that basically with the Flash, but if they actually did a Flashpoint, like the cartoon, the animated show, it'd be amazing. And then Carl Urban would be a great Wolverine. We talked about this during our X-Men commentary. Carl Urban as Wolverine versus like Edward Norton's Hulk. A one shot, only a one shot.
Shit, and that's the thing. Marvel's getting so tied up in phase. They're missing a huge opportunity. They missed a huge opportunity with the What Ifs. Like, they put them on Disney Plus as this quick fly-by night series. What they could be doing is on the side, they could be doing one shots of stuff like Wolverine versus the Hulk, shit like that, and they could be fucking blowing up the goddamn box office. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what DC's thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking, except for that I'm super gay and I love men. But at the end of the day, also,
that's okay. Love's free.
I do. Matt House says, "Do you think Michael's packing?" Michael probably got a huge dick.
I thought he was talking about a gun.
Oh.
Like, I thought Matt House was calling this shit in like police. Do you think that Unit 541? Do you think he's packing? I don't know. I've not approached the vehicle yet. He's wearing overalls, navy blue. It's dark. I will pull a taser if needed.
That's a huge.
if you tasered Michael, Michael would be like, you might get the first response out of him ever. He might laugh.
Devin Collins, thanks, man. Says, I hope we get a scene in Ends where Michael hears a tape recording of Loomis, like what the podcasters had in H18. You mean investigative journalists? And angrily stomps on it. Sounds badass and will probably make fans gasp. LOL. It depends. Like, I don't think Michael has a real deep hate for Loomis, though. You know what I mean? I think he loves Loomis as much as Michael's capable of loving. Well, that's a deep conversation.
I don't know, man. Because in the newer version of this Michael Myers, anyway, with Loomis hated and despised Michael Myers.
To die.
He was like, get rid of Eva. You know, it wasn't. There was no he wasn't trying to help Michael. It seems the version of Michael that Blumhouse is presenting is like he took like a few months and then realized like this motherfucker fucked. Like this guy farts in his sleep and it smells like death. This guy gets up and spits it. Like he was like, there's no help for this guy. Michael Myers, if he walked in on a recording of Loomis talking about his case, I think you'd get a classic head turn for a second. Maybe like he recognized the voice. But as far as stomping it, I don't think Michael would give a shit. I feel like what they're doing with this version of Michael, he doesn't care. Like there's literally no emotion. Like almost very much similar to the original Halloween, which was made it scarier, is the fact that he has no human emotion or attachment to anything. It doesn't matter. Someone was trying to help him. Someone tried to like let him cross the street. Someone was his sister. So what the original movie was literally, he was a blank fucking shape. Like that's the reason why John Carpenter wrote him like that. Like he was malleable, or he could be anything. He could be anybody, but he didn't care at the end of the day. And I think they're doing the same thing with this trilogy. He only got pissed because fucking Laurie always just like denying his bail. She always showed up.
Get out of my face.
God, he's like, I swear my goddamn time.
It is very interesting though, if you think about it. Like Michael in this series, like this particular timeline, we don't know how Michael feels about Loomis. You know what I mean? Like Michael's never had a reaction to a Loomis tape or something like that. So you bring up a really good point, Devin. Like I wonder how like Michael actually this Michael actually feels about Loomis. That's interesting, man.
He probably wouldn't even know who he was. He's like, yeah,
the way
another fucking doctor.
Yeah. Figaro. Sylvester Wayne Mercury, thanks, buddy, says, hey guys, I immigrated to the US 7 months ago. I'm working at Walmart in Florida. I'm enjoying my life, but not as much as I should be. Thoughts on Florida?
Hey man, congratulations. That's hard work, man, to do the immigration thing and get here, and that's awesome and good for you. You got a job and you're working. Yeah, listen, Walmart sucks. I work there as a cart fucking pusher. It's a terrible goddamn job, but it's a stepping stone, right? So you're gonna work there for a while. You're gonna get the necessary skills or the level of experience that you need, and you're gonna move on and do something better. As far as thoughts on Florida, they got Disney World, they got Universal Studios. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, it's hot as fuck, and you're gonna have swamp ass like 24/7, but there's beaches. And there's bitches that walk around in nice little skimpy ass bikinis too. So I mean, there's the upside to it. There's a lot of good stuff. I never like when I went to Florida. I've been to Florida a couple of times. It's literally I only did the tourist shit. So I never really went into Florida. But hey, man, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. That's hard work, dude. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. So, funny story. I've been to Florida a few times. We vacationed there last year and a couple of years ago. I went to Clearwater. I don't know where you're at, Sylvester. But first off, again, congratulations. But Florida's a beautiful place, man. When I spent a week in Clearwater, and I was down there like, I could fucking live here, man. Like it's right next to Tampa Bay, and I was like, I come from the beach. So like I was raised in Virginia Beach, like right next to the beach. So like every single time I go back to the beach, I'm always like, this is gonna be hard to leave. Like I kind of want to start house shopping now. I always find it very hard not to live there. But the thing is that what I would say, since you live there, if you want to do something that's more fun, just try to every day remind yourself not every place is like this. Like I know Florida's fucking crazy, but in the morning when you go read your paper, drink your coffee, go sit on a fucking beach somewhere and stare at the ocean while you drink your coffee. Take in that fucking landscape, man, because there's a lot of people who would pay a lot of fucking money just to be in that general region. Even if it's a 20-minute drive, I don't know where in Florida you are. But also don't look at other people going out. If you see other people partying and doing crazy shit, don't make that feel bad about yourself, because there's that is a total different thing. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that feeling when you see a bunch of people, oh, we're going to the beach, fucking party, or wherever, and you're like, oh, I just moved here, I don't know anybody, I feel bad about
Can't
myself.
afford it.
Go out and do shit by yourself. There's nothing fucking wrong with it, and eventually that will turn into something else. I don't know if that's what you're saying, but I'm saying is Florida's a beautiful place, and I know people there are fucking buku, fucking nut crazy. So be careful who you befriend, but just go out there and enjoy that fucking landscape.
But
man,
you
it's a
know, the
beautiful
good news,
state.
the good news about this also that now you're here in America. America's bigger than people. I mean, even, you know, I was born here, so is Mike. It's bigger than we think. I mean, there's a huge fucking amount of land that you can explore. Like, you go out to goddamn Colorado, Texas, Wyoming, Mississippi, whatever you want. I mean, there's a lot to see. So if you're not happy with your current situation, man, there's also possibilities. If you can save up a couple of dollars, you can move somewhere else, and there's not going to be any kind of stopping you from doing that. So if you're not satisfied with the beaches and the typhoons and the goddamn hurricanes and the fucking whatever, you can move somewhere else. The good news is, what I'm happy about is, like, you got it here, man, and you fucking immigrated here, and you did it, and you got a good steady job. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. If you don't like Florida, if it smells like piss water and fucking sea salt, you can move somewhere else, and that's the good news.
And also, you're working at Walmart in Florida, so you're seeing the worst of Florida. If you work at Walmart, you're seeing the worst of whoever's in that fucking state on a daily basis. So just remember that. It's not all Walmarts. It's not all butthole pleasures. They call me Stamps, motherfucker. Thanks, buddy. Says, I heard that the reason Marvel isn't doing anything with the X-Men is because they're contractually obligated to use the actors from the Fox X-Men until 2025. So they're waiting it out so they can use whatever actors they want, which means they're dicking with us.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty if they're doing that. I don't know if that's true. I mean, if it's true, that's a horseshit. You know, it's another thing. You guys should totally join the Patreon if you guys get a chance to, or if you can afford. It literally is like $5 or something like that. It's not a big deal. But if you can, we get it. But
we had a big conversation about this.
Yeah, we talked about it pretty in depth. What we were talking about specifically was, and I'll give you a little hint to it. Michael Fassbender as Magneto for us was more memorable as Ian McKellen. And Ian McKellen is a god. I mean, we get that, right? Ian McKellen is a god among men. But he is also, if you think of Ian McKellen, for me anyway, I think of Gandalf. I don't think of Magneto because Michael Fassbender controlled that role so well, and he did such an awesome job with it. It really frustrates me, man, because Marvel, I feel like Marvel, I don't know if this is true or not, but that feels like what Marvel would do. They're like, oh, we have to be obligated then to bring Michael Fassbender back and James McAvoy and all, you know, all the other people. And that's kind of shitty, man. Like, now we have to wait for fucking 3 years because they don't want to pay their money. People are, you would get so much fucking money if that's what people want to see. They want to see the new generation.
Once again, do a spinoff. Just do a spinoff. It doesn't have to tie into your Marvel universe. Do a spinoff. Put it on fucking Hulu like you're doing with Prey. I don't care. But you don't have to sit here and make us fucking wait because it's not perfect for the formula. Now, your formula is ruining some fucking great opportunities. If you all are going to buy everything, if you're Marvel, Disney, and we need it, we fucking want it all. We want Fox. We want everything.
It's like Michael Jackson in that fucking documentary. I want that one. That one looks cute.
Yeah, that's the problem with Marvel. We want to buy up all these properties. So guess what, fans? You don't get to see Fox's movies while our movies are in theaters. You don't get to see Sony's movies, whatever the fuck, whatever we've bought. You don't get to see it anymore until we're ready. And then they buy it and they go, "Oh, it's gonna be great, guys." And they go, "Oh, but we don't have time." And you're like, "Why'd you fucking buy it, dick?" You know, that's why
they want it. I think that's going back to the Deadpool thing. I think that's what they're doing. They're just waiting it out. Dude. They're waiting it out.
Monopoly.
Well, they haven't been busted for that. It could be if they buy another studio, it will be.
Yeah, they're fucking on the cusp. I'll tell you that. Jack, Ryan, Boyd, and guys, we'll start going through these a little bit quicker because we're about an hour behind. I know we got a lot of Halloween stuff to get to and everything. Jack, Ryan, Boyd, thank you though, man. It says LL Cool J Halloween H2O spinoff. Let's get it done, dude. LL Cool J is one of the best characters in H2O. He really was.
No, but it's true.
I liked him in H2O, man.
I mean, I don't know how you would do a spinoff with that, but okay.
No, I don't want that.
Come yeah. Come yeah.
I'm just saying, did he die? I can't remember. Did he die?
No, he didn't die. No, he survived.
Yeah, if he showed up,
if he pops up at Halloween Ends, I'll be like, God damn, that's some meta shit right there.
It'll never happen in Ends, but if they go back, like I was saying, and do a Halloween 9, and you could start bringing random characters back, that would be funny as shit.
But he always, if you notice that LL Cool J's always had a breath. If he pops up when Lori is like really having a super fight with Michael, and he's like, "Damn girl, you almost forgot this," and it gives her like a fucking like gun. I'm like, where'd you come from? It's like, I mean, you don't know me. You got
He's
a
just
son.
like he's just like Wahlberg in the way that he's always out of breath.
Yeah.
Desi J, good to see you. Thank you. Says, hi, I need some sort of better fleshed out Cult of Thorn. Halloween is the create your own adventure franchise. Let's
True.
fix that timeline with a good story. I have so many ideas in my treasure trunk about how to do the Curse of Thorn. Like, I think there's some, and when you say Curse of Thorn to anybody, they go, ew, ew, you know, but
Yeah.
there's really cool stuff you could do with that. And that's why I think a Halloween TV show could be great if they start from the beginning and take the best from sequels as they move along. Honk honk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's something to be
Ding, ding,
garnered.
turkey son. Yeah, the Cult of Thorn. Look, the idea is that you can literally pick up at any moment in the Halloween history and do something with it. If the Cult of Thorn, I'd rather see that on the big screen, to be honest with you, because I feel like it's too much of a cinematic type of adventure with that particular storyline. If you're going to do it that way, I would do that. But yeah, I'd be fine if they were going to be like, all right, nothing happened after Halloween 6, so now we're just going to do our own spinoff, and we're going to do I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
in the movie theater.
100%, dude. Paul Rizzo. Hey, good to see you, man. He says, good day from Melbourne, Australia, fellas. Just want to say I'm wrapped for your success with this channel. I subbed to you about 9K. Loving it. That was the worst. I'm so sorry.
You Paul Hogan loving motherfucker. We love that you fight off kangaroos from your back porch every goddamn morning and you still go to work.
Raccoon.
I love that shit. Hey, thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate the long-time support as well, my man. Michael Parton, buddy, says, I wonder how they're going to continue with Michael Myers after Ends. If he dies again, maybe they'll bring him back as a decaying immortal zombie. No, says I. Will not happen.
No.
I think they will either do TV or they will pick up from Halloween Resurrection, or they'll do a remake or a reboot or a requel. They won't do another requel unless they pick it up from another thing. No. But it is fascinating, dude. No one knows. I just hope we don't have way too long.
Yeah, I don't think that we're gonna have, to be honest, and I think I might have said something different in the past, but I think they're gonna wait like a couple of years before they even decide what they're gonna do with Michael Myers. As far as doing a TV show, they could do several TV shows, but as far as a movie, no, man, they're gonna start their own story. It's gonna be again, it's like going back to Batman. When you see Batman and you're like, all right, well, how are they gonna do another Batman? They're just gonna have something that's not related to like, you know, what happened before. Like, you don't have any kind of relation to the Nolan versus the Tim Burton. They don't relate. It's different Batman, and that's how. And I like that because every generation gets a new reiteration of Michael Myers. I think that's cool.
And who doesn't want to see Halloween Returns happen? Mm-hmm. I mean, if they look at the crowd reception to the Halloween Returns script that was going to take place before they went with Blumhouse, they'd be idiots not to make that movie, man. And they could make Halloween Returns right fucking now. And I think they could do a good job explaining in the marketing what's going on. That's the question. Can you explain it to the commonplace fan? Hey, wait, I thought Michael died. In the marketing, can you very clearly say, this is where we're at and this is what we're doing? And if they could figure out that little nugget, then I'd say we can get another movie in 3 years. Probably 4.
Well, I say it's gonna be. I really do feel it's gonna be like 2 to 4. I feel like you're gonna have a TV show or something along that line, but I do not think that you're gonna have an actual cinematic movie of Halloween for a couple of years, just because they're gonna try to figure out their own footprint.
Yeah,
and they want to know how they're gonna move. So it's
gonna be at least a year before we even hear their plans, and probably 2 to 3 until we get it. So I'd say
enjoy it, y'all.
Yeah. And that's the big thing, right? That's why we should stop bitching so much about Halloween Ends and just enjoy the ride, because it's going to be at least 4 years.
It really will
at least 4 years.
It probably will be.
Not before anything's announced, but before we actually see it in front of our faces, it's probably going to be at least 4 years. Desi J says, I just turned 40, didn't panic like I thought. I've been telling myself that, you know, like, think of it this way. If you're lucky enough to live until 80, you think 40 is so old. Oh my God, it's so old. And then you think about your entire life that you've lived, and then you go, fuck, man, I'm only halfway through if I live till 80. Like, that's pretty sweet. Halfway? Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's not so bad.
I'm like 2 years off of it, but I mean, fuck, the panic is setting in the balls a little bit. Like, I gotta do something. I gotta write a fucking book. I gotta write a concerto. I gotta go star in a movie. If I'm not doing that, then what the fuck am I doing with my life? I remember back in the day, like, I mean, the olden West, they used to die at 42 or 43. The average lifespan of a male was in the like early 40s, late 30s. I'm like, God damn. Back in the olden days, at least I would have known my purpose would be a gunslinger in my 20s and built up a reputation like Wyatt Earp. But nowadays, you're all fucked because people have medicine and shit. They can keep you alive longer. But hey,
Yeah.
I hope I don't panic either. I don't think we will, but it'll be all right. It's just a
It'll
number,
be okay.
right?
I've been panicking about my death for like, I don't know, 10 years now. So it's going to be no different for me in that aspect. Melissa Petrina, hey, it's good to see you. Says, glad to see y'all sexy faces. It's been a while since I joined the live highway and fam. Hello,
Hey,
Melissa.
Melissa's a
wonderful
great
human
girl.
being right there.
Great girl.
Fuck
From
yeah,
Sandusky, Ohio.
I'm gonna go work at the Carpet Mart. Dude, we went to Detroit like a week ago, and like we're passing through some town in Ohio, and we're trying to find some place to eat, and there was this place. It was this huge building. We're like, what the fuck is that? And it was like the sign, just the way it read, it was like Carpet Mart. That's the way it is. Yeah. You got a job where you work, man. The Carpet Mart.
They have to say it like that when they say it too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down to the Carpet Mart.
Carpet Mart sounds good today.
Rusty Nail Trucking, great name, dude. Says, "What's up, guys? First time catching y'all live. Been watching for a couple years now. Can't wait for ends. It needs to die."
Yeah, it does. I definitely think that we need to have a conclusion, and I definitely think that Lori needs to die. And because you were talking about Michael when you said Ed, I was talking about Lori, but. Who's the real bad guy here? But no, I mean, I really do. I want a final confrontation, a final definitive end between this bullshit that's been going on. These motherfuckers have been dodging and ducking each other for decades, talking shit on social media. It's time for the school howl or schoolyard beatdown, and I'm ready for it. So yeah, I agree. I agree.
100%, man. All right, my wiener hurts really bad, so I gotta pee again.
You have to go pee again? I do too.
Yeah,
but you went first, but you know what? If it hurts really bad, you can go.
It does hurt, Jay.
It's fine.
It hurts in my hole.
Wrap it up.
No, you go. No, it's okay. I can take it.
No, Saran wrap your. Get your ass out of my face. No, you came in here. You're fired. No, go pee. I'll be fine.
Jacob May says, "Can't stay too long. Got to work. Here's $20 just because." Thank you, Jacob May.
Hey, Jacob, man,
you're a good American.
You make us feel like whores, but I accept it.
Robin Barker too. I think
that's even more of a whore thing.
No
questions asked. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll let you answer Nicholas while I go take a quick pee in the hole.
I think he's talking about you though. Okay.
Oh, he said, Mike, you talked about movies that start at the end, then flashback to the ending. I love that. And Batfleck's Daredevil. Okay, movie though. You know, Daredevil, Affleck, not that fucking bad. Pretty bad.
So. The writing was terrible. The dialogue was bad, but him as Daredevil was good.
There was a few moments, and let's be honest, him getting out of the water tank with the seether with the do.
I like when he would like squeeze. I like when he squeezed his like blind pipe, and he's like, "Mr. Casada, Justice Slide," or whatever he says, and you hear it go.
I don't hate Ben Affleck's Daredevil, dude. I really don't. It's not the worst. Okay, I'll let you answer this one. I'll be right back.
All right, so thank you so much, Jack Ryan Boyd, with the super chat. He says, Halloween remake. We need to go to original. Let's have a cat and a mouse game with Loomis. Michael escaping the mental hospital, similar to the scene from T2. I'm assuming you're meaning Sarah Connor. I'm assuming, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. You know, I don't know if the world is technically ready for a full-on remake for it. I mean, I'm not saying that it couldn't work. I mean, and it probably will, and it could if they put it out a couple of years after Halloween ends. I think it could possibly work. But at the end of the day, I think there's too much at stake right now for the franchise overall. If another studio comes in, because it's not going to be Blumhouse, let's just say for shits and giggles, A24 took it over and they hired a director. And they were like, all right, we're going to reboot the Halloween franchise and we're going to make our own trilogy. It's because they're going to piss off a lot of fans. They're going to make a lot of fans mad. I'm not saying that you're not wrong or that you're wrong with what you have here, cat and mouse game with Loomis, because that's what technically the first movie was all about. The second movie too, Halloween 2, Halloween 1. Michael running and being pursued by Loomis and the cops, but um, it'd be risky right on the heels of Halloween Ends. And again, I have no doubts whatsoever that they're gonna remake Halloween Ends, and they will, or not Halloween Ends. I'm sorry, Halloween. They're gonna remake Halloween at some point or another, but I don't think they're gonna do it very anytime soon because they understand the potential fallback or fallout, I should say, if they do that. My goddamn earbuds. But yeah, great question though. Amazing question. And I also I feel like that's up to preference. I mean, do you want to see Halloween remade? I mean, that's like The Exorcist being remade, or I mean, and we all saw how Nightmare on Elm Street turned out. Wow, that was a great fucking Shakespearean winner. You see, it was not. Anyway, that's my personal opinion. But you could have a Naked HD XYZ. Looks like we found you a girl. You are so right. You piece of shit. Those guys are the worst solicitors ever. But Christopher Parslow. Actually, I'm glad that you asked that. Christopher Parslow or Parslow. Hey Jay, what happened to you at the end of the Halloween trailer stream? So what happened was, when we did the initial trailer reaction, my internet went out. It was gone. I couldn't get it back. I tried everything. I was pissed as fuck. And unfortunately, I couldn't rejoin you guys. I wish I could have. I felt like we were having a good time, and everything was, it was smooth. And yeah, the internet just sucked a big old fat cock from the dollop days, and I couldn't get back on. But it is what it is. Haddonfield 1988 says, I liked Jackie Earle as Freddy. Look, Jackie Earle Haley is an amazing actor, and I do think he did a great job as Freddy Krueger. To be honest with you, I really do. I feel like the script was poorly written, and I feel like the overall acting was not up to par. But Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger, I was fine with that, and I've always said that I felt bad for Jackie Earle because he tried his best. But even Robert Englund said in an interview a few years ago that the problem with that movie was that they had just announced or released the Blu-ray or some shit, or the DVD version of the original Nightmare on Elm Street right before the movie was released. So Robert Englund was saying, okay, so a whole new generation of people, of kids that never watched my movies before, was introduced to the Robert Englund version of Nightmare on Elm Street, and they were not interested in the Jackie Earle Haley. I don't know, who the fuck knows. Michael Parton says I like him more in Watchmen. He was amazing in Watchmen, but I that's why I think that I felt like he could have done a good job. But again, my fan casting for life for Freddy Krueger is always going to be Kevin Bacon. I think if you throw Kevin Bacon in there and you do a remake with Kevin Bacon as the titular character as Freddy Krueger, I think you've got money in the bank. I think it would. You also have to, obviously you need a great director, a great writer, but yeah, man, Kevin Bacon would absolutely rule ass as Freddy Krueger. But that's my opinion. Who cares? Beep Beep says I'm the baby from H6. Well, fucked. That's terrible. You must have 3 eyes because Michael fucked his cousin. Guardian, hold on. Guardian Beardizer says, Jay, are you ready for Across the Spider-Verse? I'm waiting to see all the Spideys they bring in. People forget in one universe, Bruce Banner was Spider-Man instead of Hulk. Yeah, I mean, if they listen, they hit gold with what they did with Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, it was absolutely amazing, and the performances by Maguire and Andrew Garfield were absolutely stunning. And I don't think that we all didn't think that was going to be great. If they're going to bring in more of that, I'm fine with that. But I to be honest with you, I think that Spider-Man with Tom Holland is moving toward a definitive brick wall. I think it's gonna. I don't know much else what they're gonna do with it. They're gonna do. Because if I had Spider-Man right now with Tom Holland and I could negotiate some money with him, I would do Maximum Carnage right fucking now. I would do Maximum Carnage. And I'm not talking about the which he did great. Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy in the Venom series did great. But I would recast. You know who I would do? I would put Bill Skarsgård as my Carnage. Then you'd have to introduce Venom. I don't know exactly who you'd get for Venom, but I would definitely do Bill Skarsgård as Venom or Carnage, and I would do the Maximum Carnage series at some point. And the thing is, Sony always wanted their own Spider-Verse. They always wanted their own Spider-Man universe. They had the tools there. I mean, they have Maximum Clonage or whatever. They have a Maximum Carnage or the Clone Saga, Maximum Carnage. They have multitudes of different storylines with Spider-Man and some of the best characters ever. But I really don't. I don't know. To see more multiple versions of Spider-Man now in a live-action movie, I mean, they already did it. They already did it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I would like to see the rumor that Sam Raimi was going to make a new trilogy with, or at least another movie with Tobey Maguire, which I don't know if that's going to happen, but
that would be hot. I'd be 100% into that, man. Jack Ryan Boyd, I don't know which one of these guys. So if you got one of these,
I read that one, yeah. But
okay.
You can answer it. I got to go pee anyway. But
okay, all right. See you in a second, baby. What did he say? Halloween remake. We need to go original. Let's have a cat and mouse game with Loomis. Michael escaping the mental hospital, similar to the scene from T2. I think there's ways to go about that. You got to be careful with who you cast as Loomis. You got to be very careful how you cast Loomis, how you do that. I don't think a Halloween remake's out of the fucking question, guys. I don't. I think it's hard to do that. I think there's a million other ways I would go. The only way I think you remake Halloween is to do it in a TV show. And then you got to have the right players. You got to have Netflix. You got to have a huge thing, because if it fails, you're in trouble. You're in trouble theatrically. You're in trouble TV show wise. But I would like to see them go back to the beginning, change things, not have Laurie, maybe change the characters up, a whole different multiverse universe type situation for Halloween. And then you could really have carte blanche to pick and choose what you want. But man, it's so exciting to see what's going to happen next. I just hope it's not too long of a wait. Thank you, Maddie Davis. Appreciate that, man. Ryder says, The Purge, do you hide at home or get crazy pants? I hide at home. 100% I hide at home. I don't, give it fucking like 15 years ago. Maybe I'd be like, I'm gonna go get me a fucking 70-inch 4K, man. But these days I'm hiding at fucking home, dude. I'm locking shit down tight. Shandogs, that's a great question, by the way. Thanks, Shandogs. Says, God damn, just became a Patreon to the best channel on YouTube. Take my money, guys. So proud to be a part of him. Thank you, man. And I hope you enjoy all the awesome stuff that's on the Patreon. Like, been trying to do a lot more stuff with Patreon, man. Trailer reactions, shit that, like, it's fun because you can't put certain stuff on the YouTube because it fucks your algorithm. But if you just want to go dick in the wind and do some wild, weird shit, we can put that on Patreon. It doesn't hurt us at all, and it's really fun. And then the monthly live streams and the shit you get. I like to think that we're one of those channels who give a lot to our Patreons as far as content, as far as physical merchandise, as far as stuff like that. So if you haven't checked it out, there's multiple tiers. There's a link below every video. You should check out the Patreon, man. There's some really cool stuff. But thanks, Shane Dogs. Welcome, man. You should have a message for me if you don't already very soon. Thank you, Maddie Davis, for that. Appreciate it, my friend. And Muzzy Film says, hottest chick of the bunch, Jessica Biel, TCM 2003, Kate Beckinsale, Underworld. Damn, that's already tough. Megan Fox, Jennifer's Body, Rose McGowan, Scream. That is an unholy triumvirate +1. Holy shit, that's tough. That's fucking tough. Muzzy with a goddamn haymaker in there. Holy shit. Kate Beckinsale got less attractive to me the minute she started dating that Pete guy. That the gangly guy. I don't hate him, but it's just weird to me. And also her husband director having all these sex scenes. I'm gonna, as gorgeous as Kate Beckinsale was, and the leather and all that Underworld, I'm gonna go ahead and she's gonna be my first exit. Megan Fox, although she could be the most attractive of the bunch, I'm gonna go ahead and exclude her because Machine Gun Kelly has been inside of her in more than 17,000 different ways, and she's a terrible mother. So I'm gonna put her aside. Rose McGowan. Now I only say terrible mother because she has all these kids and her ex-husband's in charge of them while she's off butt fucking Machine Gun Kelly with a strap on. That's a different story. I don't know why I'm going into that. Jessica Biel, Rose McGowan's what's left. Rose McGowan does not seem to be the funnest person to be around lately. So ultimately, we land on Jessica Biel. Jessica Biel is going to be the winner. Maybe the greatest ass in sports or horror movies with that TCM 2003 remake. So that's how we land on that. All good choices, though. You don't go wrong no matter how you go. It's a great question. It's tough. It's tough. That'd be a really tough Mary fuck kill right there for sure. Or maybe it'd be easier. I don't know the way you look at it. But it looks like we are almost getting caught up with you guys. Now, Lee Ass says, I know Marvel won't do it, but I want to see a new Blade movie be a gothic scary vampire movie. They won't because they already said it's going to be PG-13. So you're already like, okay, we know what it's not going to be. And why change Blade? Like, I know the second movie was okay. The third movie sucked. But Wesley Snipes' Blade was never wrong. That was always right. It's just the movie around him. And the first Blade movie was so good. So when you change that, I lost confidence. Like, I do not see them say, oh, we're going to make a PG-13 Marvel formula version of Blade. Blade was so good. I don't think you can make a PG-13 version of that and have it equate to what Wesley Snipes did. I just don't. So I'm not excited about it right now. We'll see what happens. Marshawn Ali, however you say his name, is a great actor. So I don't mean to shit on him, but I don't know why you wouldn't just go get Wesley Snipes, man. I really don't. Noah Friedenberg, thank you. Says, hi, beautiful Mike and Jay. Just got home. I'm so happy to be here. Love you guys so much. We love you too. Been really depressed, and you help me every day. Love from Arizona. Noah, that makes us feel really great, man. We really do appreciate that. I was thinking about this today, actually. I made a joke earlier about certain people thinking, about what we do, and they brush it off, and they think it's degenerative and whatever, and not appreciating this whole entire situation. And I always want to say to those people, like, do you understand how many people I come in contact with on a daily basis that are just really cool souls who come up to us and say, hey man, I was having a dark time and I came across a video and it helped me out and it really changed my perspective. And those things are, you guys have no idea how much, and believe me, with the shit that you hear and the shit that you go through, comments like that and things like that mean the world to us too. And it lets us know we're doing the right thing and that we're on the right path. So really do appreciate that, Noah. Thank you so much, man. You do the same for us, buddy. I promise. And I'd love to visit Arizona sometime. I got some oceanfront property in there if anybody wants to have it sold for them. Texas tootin'. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Says the Halloween Ends trailer is so goddamn tantalizing. Jay, do you think the movie's going to be balls to the wall or just a little tip from the old Mikey?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's going to be balls to the wall. I mean, I don't think they're going to risk going out with like a whimper. I don't think that Blumhouse has done what they've done since Halloween 2018 to go out with a bullshit like queef. They're gonna go out with a monstrous fart. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, it looks great. I don't think they're gonna gamble and risk losing the confidence of people. I mean, they're not goddamn Marvel Star Wars. So, or Disney Star Wars, they're not that. So yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing. I think that we're gonna have in my opinion, the definitive end between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, which is what we've all wanted. And I did read someone had said before, they're like, oh my God, my eyes rolled so fucking hard when I saw that Jamie Lee Curtis was cast again as Laurie Strode in Halloween Ends or whatever it was, or maybe even Halloween Kills. I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, there was never a true, if you want to go back to a true definitive end, H2O probably should have been it. And they fucked that up with Resurrection and the Kung Fu Busta Rhymes. So they had the Laurie
Strode storyline, not Halloween.
Just the Laurie Strode storyline, but they had to redeem themselves a little bit. So yeah, it's fine. The Van Helsing versus the Dracula, the end of all ends. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your tits off.
Get your fucking hot dogs out. Bigfoot fan MTM, thanks, buddy. Says, have y'all ever heard of Danhausen? Danhausen, he's a wrestler that would be right up your all's alley. He's horror comedy based and literally acts just like you guys.
I know, but I want to meet him.
I don't think I have either, but I'm
with a name like Danhausen. I bet he could take the boot in a liquor contest any day of the week, or or a beer contest.
I want to find out who that guy is now.
Dude, Danhausen sounds like a dude that, like, in Beer Fest, it's like you gotta face off against Danhausen.
Oh
Like,
shit, man.
God, that
Fuck.
hustle, that hustle.
Jay Dio with another bag drop. Thank you so much for that, JD. Really appreciate you. It says, you beautiful pricks, miss your faces, trying to rebound. Anxiety sucks. Anyway, have a wonderful show. Did y'all hear Vince McMahon retired and maybe under federal investigation?
Yeah, it was funny. Mike texted. We have a group chat with my brother, myself, and Mike, and he was like, Did you all hear about Vince McMahon retiring or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Probably to escape all those sex charges that are going to come out against him." Yeah, I knew about it, and he's fucked. I think he's getting out of the business now to deal with all the legal shit that he's going to have to deal with for several years. Because listen, I think that Vince McMahon was an awesome promoter and a business owner from in the 80s and into the 90s. But as far as a person, I'm sure he's not a good guy. And again, I don't want to get into legal here because I don't want to get fucking sued like ever. But I don't think he's a good guy at all. Allegedly, he did a lot of terrible shit to a lot of female wrestlers, female referees, supposedly. One of the first female referees. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who picks up the slack. Because, I always thought it was going to be Shane McMahon, but I don't even know that's going to happen.
Apparently, it's Triple H is taking over for creative. Triple H is.
Well, if he does, because he's married to Stephanie. So,
yeah. It's the best. And I'm with you, man. I think Vince McMahon clearly has done some bad shit. In the world of wrestling, things were really crazy 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like people did weird shit and that shit was going on everywhere. But it's just like Jerry Jones. You got older rich dudes with money and old rich dudes are horny. And when they have money, they're going to do stuff. And like, who knows how that worked out, but it was bad enough for him to walk away. And maybe he decided he wanted to retire early anyway. And this was just like, I'm not dealing with this. Goodbye. But either way, it's bad look for sure.
But do you think that he'll ever see the inside of a courtroom? He's a billionaire. Like
I'll just pay off everybody.
Yeah, I don't think you'll never see that shit on YouTube, like the Johnny Depp trial. You'll never see shit like that. Like this is all backdoor dealing, and he'll be like, "All right, we'll pay people to shut the fuck up," and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what'll happen. As far as what else you said, JD, trying to rebound, anxiety sucks, buddy. I feel you. Dealt with it since probably middle school, dealt with the same thing. So I feel your pain there. One thing I do recommend to people being through all the shit that I've been through with anxiety is check out magnesium. Everybody will try to put you on antidepressants, all this shit. And then maybe that works for a lot of people. But for me personally, what's helped me a lot the past couple of years is magnesium. A lot of people who have anxiety have a magnesium deficiency, and not just the shit you get from the grocery store, but if you look it up on Amazon, the stuff that's literally meant for your mind. A lot of people with anxiety have a magnesium deficiency. So mine's never gone completely away. I have it every single day, but that has helped me a lot with like the really bad attacks, and it's totally harmless to your body and all that stuff if you get the right stuff. So really appreciate your plight there, man. It's fucking hard, and we feel you.
I ain't got no magnesium defect, you asshole. I never even shot a Magnum.
Sebastian says, first time donating, just wanted to ask, how would y'all feel about having Halloween set in the same universe as other slashers like Friday the 13th?
I mean, we talked about that before. We think that'd be amazing. I mean, well, I came up with the whole concept. It would be great. It would be amazing. But it's also bad. It's a double-edged sword, just so you know. If Blumhouse bought the rights to something like Scream, I've always had a problem with Scream because I don't think it can reinvent itself in the way that it needs to be reinvented to really bring it to a new audience, unless you did something like Scream existed inside the world of Michael Myers, right? So if Blumhouse bought the rights to it, and then you had this kid or a couple of kids that were trying to emulate or reenact the killings of the famous killer from Haddonfield, and then you could spawn Scream from that. It would be cool. I mean, it would be awesome, but at the same time, it could be terrible because then you get them locked in this like MCU, DCEU kind of thing, and they can't move anymore. I know a lot of people were talking, I'd seen this. They were talking about, the classic Universal monsters. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if they were all under one umbrella? And it would be cool, but it would only be cool if they could handle and actually dedicate the time and effort that it would take to make sure that those individual characters are fleshed out and that it makes sense how they overlap. And so I think it'd be cool, and I think it'd be a breath of fresh air for a lot of these horror franchises. But I also kind of I kind of like, I kind of like to separate my baked beans from my steak. So
Yeah.
like if you have your steak, you got to move your baked beans away because you don't want that tainted.
Yeah, for me, I don't ever need it almost. I think that the minute that you start crossing over, it's the minute you say, okay, it's dead. And kind of like we talk about with Marvel, like you need to put out X-Men at some point to get people invigorated again. I think the day that you have to do a crossover, Michael Myers versus Jason, is the day that you know that the movies by themselves don't work anymore. So you kind of got to do this hokey thing, a last-ditch box office effort. And to me, that signals the beginning of the end. So I don't actually want to see it. I think that's the kind of thing for fan films and for people outside of the rights ownership to really play with. I think that's their grounds to do, unless something just really, some amazing script came out and was like, holy shit, this is so good and it's so amazing. And it's going to open up so many doors. But apart from that, I think it's mostly going to be a Walmart type of get asses in the seat sort of thing, and it signifies the beginning of the end. So I agree with your take on Scream and Halloween. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't want to see any of it.
Well, all I was going to say was like, the versus thing is dead. If you do the versus thing, like that signals to everybody you ran out. Like there's no more ideas in the tank. You're fucked. Like they were going to do a Pinhead versus Michael Myers at some point to counteract the Jason versus Freddy. And I mean, like, but when you do that, like you're basically admitting that your franchise has no more ideas left. I mean, that's really what it is. So
yeah. And you don't want to end up as a Marvel where it's all about Easter eggs and post-credit sequences. I just want a singular scary movie, maybe several singular scary movies. That's all I need. Austin, thanks, buddy. Says, I have a big certification exam tomorrow. Can y'all help me kick anxiety's butt so I can pass this beast in peace? You better take it on the arches. Thanks, guys. Hey, man. First off, get you 8 hours of sleep tonight, Austin. You get those fucking 8 hours, buddy, and you're going to do just fine. I believe it in my heart and soul.
And tomorrow morning when you look at yourself, be like, I do this and I do it right, or I end up a fucking bum in Las Vegas Strip. So now there's no more goddamn choice, is there? You're gonna go in there and you're gonna kick its fucking ass, and that's the period. That's the end. Okay, the exclamation point on the end. That's it. Go in there, kick its ass. All right. Stop doubting your fucking self. Jesus Christ. New anxiety sucks, and I have it too. And it's one of those things, it's a mindset. Anxiety happens and you can't control it, but I feel like it's a mindset too. It's like you get in the wrong fucking mindset, and like everything sucks. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to do anything with your life. You don't do a goddamn thing. You don't want to go out and do something that makes you better. But you know what? This is when you change that shit. Tomorrow morning, you're like, hey man, it's gonna be all right. You know why? Because I'm not gonna fail. I'm going to do halfway decent, and that's all it takes. All you got to do is get a fucking, I bet you, all you got to do is get it like a 70, and you'll be good. Don't, just think that way, and study, and fucking do it.
The first part of what you said reminded me of Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he looks at himself in the mirror. He's like, "You don't get these lines right, I'm going to blow your goddamn brains out this night."
That's how I feel on the next 10 days with the channel. I'm going to be like, you're going to fucking stop. Handle yourself.
Dead Side, thank you so much. Says, I want a film where Mike from The Get is the white mask killer without the Judith backstory nor identity, nothing in his pocket, nothing but lives in lint. I love it.
That's cool.
We know where Michael comes from. We don't need to know what point in time it is. We don't need to know where Laurie is. If you just bring in a new fucking cast of cool characters and this dude in a white mask shows up and nobody knows who the fuck he is, that's your best chance at making Michael Myers truly scary again, I feel like. And I really hope that they do that someday.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if you're gonna, which I think it's a mistake this early on after Halloween ends to reboot or remake the series. I don't think that's going to happen for quite a while, guys. I really don't. I like it may happen, but I think that it's a very much walking on like a mine because it could go wrong real quick without you knowing. But yeah, your idea is great. A lot of people have talked about having Mike Myers have no connection to Laurie Strode and then rebooting the movie in that way, making it almost like The Strangers, where they just show up and it was random. They were in the worst spot they could be in, just by random coincidence. But we'll see what happens. But at the same time, John Carpenter is the granddaddy of it all, and that's what he wanted. I mean, I don't know. You're always gonna have haters, though.
For sure, no matter what, especially with this franchise. Mike Johnson, Mike Lowry says, Mike, fantasy football this year? I'm interested. Hey, man, on the Patreon, every year there's a fantasy football for the Patreon. There's like 3 leagues going at this point. It's gotten so big. So join in on that. I will definitely be in on the fantasy football. I've got like 8 teams every year. And plus I play FanDuel and shit like that and waste way too much goddamn money on that. But hell yeah, dude. If you want to join those leagues, it's like anybody in the Patreon, and we have tiers as low as $5. So yeah, if you want to get on that, man,
I ain't gonna play it. I don't play it. I don't play it though. I ain't in that.
You're in a league with me, you and your brother, and you fucking forget to set your team all the time.
No, because you get mad because I trade because
yeah,
there's a lot of cheating.
People fucking trade you because they're like, Jay don't even play. I'll just get all his good players, and then that person becomes a fucking super team. And I'm like, Jay.
Dude, no, well, my shit's you've done it before too.
I never done that.
Yeah, you asked for a player.
I believe in the integrity of fantasy football.
No,
you whore.
What the fuck are you talking about, James Conn from the
Watch more football,
the program? No, it is what it is. But hey, man, fantasy football is really fun if you follow the league.
Desi J. Gabby J, yay! You remember that dude from Super Punch Out?
That was the first guy you had to fight. Bob
Gabby
Charlie,
J. Yay!
Ooh.
I'm just grateful for all the horror, Scream, Halloween, Child's Play. I'm so happy we get to experience them in theaters this time. Come on, Friday 13th.
Hey,
I'm like that
attitude is the attitude that we need. I like
fucking
that, SCJ. Because listen, there's always going to be like people that bitch and complain and punk on about like these new or like these new different ideas they're trying to put in these horror movies, these classic horror movies. But at the same time, as long as they're not fucking up a lot of it, or they're keeping the integrity of the film there, like they're not Rob Zombieing it with unicorns and shit like in Rob Zombies 2. I'm good with it, man. It's cool. It's fucking awesome. We're living in a time right now that you know this shit's going to come out. And Friday the 13th, man, I hope to God it comes out and it takes place after the amazing 2009 remake.
Fucking A. I'm 100% in on that shit with you, dude. I just think we should just be happy with what we got, man. Like Halloween could be like everything else. That's what I keep saying. Everybody's like, oh, it's got a fact attack because Halloween killed and
It's crazy.
And I'm like, dude, we're getting Halloween movies. Like the next one might be fucking awesome. Just fucking be happy and let's enjoy it.
You said
it
right though. We're not gonna get for like 4 years after this.
Yeah, just fucking enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
If it sucks, it sucks. Who gives a fuck? But you can at least say you enjoyed the journey instead of being a goddamn. It's like that guy that you have. Hey, we're going to a party, and they're like, it's probably gonna suck, and there's gonna be no girls there. And it's like, well, if there's no girls there, then we'll get hang together and we'll play fucking gay Parcheesi. Like, who cares? They're like, oh,
that's always fun.
Yeah, like just dude, live in the fucking moment, live in the now, enjoy the fact that a Halloween movie is coming out, and shut the fuck up.
It was like that Debbie Downer in the SNL, or it was Mad TV or whatever, when they were at Disney World. I think it was SNL because Jimmy Fallon was on it, and she's like, they were all supposed to be having fun. It was the Lindsay Lohan episode. And they're all supposed to be having fun, and then Debbie Downer was like, "Yep, it's official. I can't have kids." And you're like, "Fuck, dude." Jesus, I know. I get it.
That's true.
It sucks. Your life
in
sucks
real
right
life.
now. But we're in goddamn Disney World. We're supposed to be hanging out with Goofy and Pluto. And you talk about you can't fucking kids? Why? Because nobody wants to fuck you.
In real life and online, there are those people. And it's like, dude, I just want to have fun today. Come on, shit. Let's go.
Yeah, man, we're in a fun time in horror movies, I think. Right now we are. We are in a fun horror time situation.
Fuck yeah, man. Michael Parton says, I originally thought when 2018 was announced, it would be something completely new with new characters in a college setting with Michael Myers. I really hope that's what happens next. I really do. I hope we shed our ties and we start something anew. I think that's the way it's got to be, Michael.
I'd be fine with that. It just sounds a lot similar to H2O.
Well, H2O was tied in. That was the most tied in of all of them.
Well,
really.
But the college setting is H2O.
The college. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, actually, if they do another Halloween, I'd rather them get as far away from all the other iterations. If they're going to remake the fucker, get away from all the iterations that have come before it. Like nothing. Like it would be, the college thing was, it was a good idea, but it was basically what H2O was saying was like nothing else existed except Halloween 1 and 2.
Well, technically that was a high school setting too, but I get what you're saying.
Well, they were. I
I
mean,
saying.
they weren't college, but I mean, it felt like a college campus.
Speaking of which, who's fucking pumped for Evil Dead Rise? A brand new Evil Dead story in a fucking skyscraper. I think that's gonna be dope as shit, man. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Dante says on a break at work, just popping by to say what's up to the boys in the Wham fam. Love you, dude. Stoked to watch the replay. Hey, Dante, thanks for fucking popping in, my friend. Hope you have a great shift tonight.
Dante Pilato, you sound like a guy that buys drinks at a bar, and I would be your friend.
I'm not even supposed to be
this
here
actually
today.
this sour drop comes from Dante Pilato. Thank you. I don't even know you.
Rusty Nail Trucking, great name, dude. By the way, what's up, guys? Michael and Lori need to die. Michael will always find a way back to us, all in some kind of retelling. If they both die,
I don't give out Michael, but
yeah, if they both die at the end of Ends, it would almost feel not anticlimactic, but like, oh fuck, nobody won, dude. It's like a tie in the NFL. Like it's like kissing your sister. You made out with your sister, bro,
in the end zone. Lori needs to die.
Someone needs to die.
That's facts. No, that's facts. Michael will always live. So,
but also I don't mind the idea of Lori taking Michael out so that Allison can live.
Well,
that wouldn't be the worst.
The actual I like the happy ending for me. Michael and Lori had this amazing epic final battle. Lori kills him, but Michael ultimately kills her. And then, Allison comes over like, oh my God, my mom or grandmother. And then she goes away. And then you have like Michael setting up and then moving on. That's it. You can't kill Michael, but Lori being dead and that storyline being over, I'm fine with that.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it either. Jay Moreno says Michael Myers in Hoochie Daddy shorts this summer. I mean, honestly, we should make that skit happen. I just need to do some leg exercises first.
Yeah.
That'd
be nice.
I gotta hit the leg day up. I really do. Colton Kaler says, once Friday 13th settled, would y'all like to see who would y'all like to see direct a future film? Friday 13th director.
That's a good one. Well, I mean, are you talking about dream casting or are you talking about practical casting? Because there's two differences. Dream casting is huge, and then practical casting is like, all right, well, I got to think about this. Like who do I think?
Carpenter, yeah.
Well, like dream casting, there'd be a lot of them, but practical casting, you know, they're gonna get, dude. I swear to God, they're gonna get Jordan Peele.
That's a dream cast. No way to fuck you.
No, I don't think
Peele's stick to original stuff, but
no, I could see them. Jordan Peele's hot right now. He's so hot. You gotta get him.
I would like to see what I think is plausible. All right, two things. I want to say something crazy here, dude. Mm-hmm. The crazy one is Stephen King, because Stephen King recently came out and he has directed movies before, but Stephen King has recently came out and said like he would like to write a book called like I, Jason. That was about everything from, I think, his perspective or whatever. I think that would be wild, but I think the most plausible and the coolest thing would probably be Mike Flanagan. I would love to see a Friday the 13th directed by Mike Flanagan. Mannequin.
Honestly, I'd be behind anybody taking, because that's a big risk. That's a huge risk for a director to take that property and try to make it good. There's a guy, I can't remember. The guy that directed The Guest is who I would take right away. For I don't remember
Adam Wingard.
Adam Wingard. I think Adam Wingard could really make something special from Friday the 13th. As far as like wishes, though, I mean, there's so many. I mean, John Carpenter would obviously be the ultimate.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would be. It would be like so fucking meta, but yeah, it's never gonna happen. So
that's a really cool question, Colton. We should make a video about that. Just that topic one day. Like really think about it and go into detail. Gary says, "Have you seen Hayden Panettiere and her Laurie Strode cosplay? I'd pick her for a remake because I never saw Jamie Lee as hot. Only in True Lies, she was hot in True Lies. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis has she has a sex appeal to her, even in her older age. I dare to say that she does. There's no doubt about that. But Scout Taylor Compton as Laurie Strode, I think was great. Hayden Panettiere, I did not see her in her cosplay, but she does have Final Girl qualities, so I wouldn't shit on it with a pickle, no doubt. I don't know what
Hayden
that means.
Panettiere is hot as fuck. Like, and she was married to goddamn the real life Ivan Drago, and she took his big Russian dick every fucking night, and so she's powerful and she's strong. Hayden Panettiere, I thought I always had a crush on her when I saw the show Heroes. But yeah, Hayden Panettiere as Laurie Strode. The problem is, I don't think she'd pull it off because she doesn't really have the qualities that look like the girl next door. She looks like the porn star next door. Like, she's hot as fuck. Like, there's no way that no guy would be like approaching her 24/7. So if she was like Laurie Strode in a remake, there's no way that she'd be like, well, nobody wants to talk to me. I don't care how much makeup they used on her. There's no way.
Can I just say that I never, ever, ever want to see another Laurie Strode?
Yeah, well,
I don't want to see it again.
I'm done with the Laurie Strode remake stuff. But I mean, if that happens, I mean, I don't think Hayden Panettiere could play one of her friends, but not. I think Laurie.
Yeah, I like reboots, remakes, and stuff. I think they should be built for the things that weren't as good as they could have been. Jamie Lee Curtis has had she's had so many different iterations of that character. The character of Laurie Strode has had its comeuppance. It has had its fucking day. There is nothing left to explore in Laurie Strode whatsoever. Well, I think that like we never need to go back to that well again. Ever.
I know people are going to get mad about this, but you're right. I mean, if they keep on going back to the well and tapping it, they run the risk of going into the same dead end as Nightmare on Elm Street. You can't keep on going back and tapping that fucking well and continuing on this adventure without running the risk of being like, all right, well, we're bored now. Sorry, because nothing's happening. I feel like there's still so many storylines you can pick up from Halloween. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's the story's been told, my friends. Nasty 88 says opening of In's trailer flashback copycat error. I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised in this stream. This is the first time this has got brought up with the copycat, with all that stuff going on. My biggest hope, Nasty, is that this is all a ruse. I think to look at Blumhouse and to look at Universal and think that they're stupid enough to think that fans wouldn't pick up on the hand having all the fingers and the fans wouldn't notice the ring. That they're stupid enough to put that out there and think we're not going to notice it. I think there's no way. And on the other hand of that, I really think that this is all a ruse. I think the Corey exists and there's going to be a sort of copycat-ish possible storyline, but I think it's way smaller of a bag than people are making it. And I think that trailer was misleading on purpose. And I really hope it was. And I hope the whole thing is misleading. I hope when we go to the theater to see Halloween Ends, we get just blown away with something completely different than these leaks and rumors and bullshits. I really hope so.
I mean, I think it's a flashback, but that's my opinion. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, huh? I have no idea.
Anything.
Yeah.
Could be anything. Frankenstein Studio, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Says, what's up, cheese bags?
How do you know that I had some?
I like cheese. Never noticed before, but in Kills, when Karen walks in the morgue and the coroner is all, you can't be in here. The guy playing the dead body on the table straight up licks his lips like he just discovered whale.
We wish they did that. He probably licked his lips like, I'm still subscribed. I got to fix that.
Yeah, that's how, when they click the dislike button.
Yeah, they're like, these assholes are still around. Disgusting.
Yeah, you just gave me another excuse to go watch Kills Again, Frankenstein. Thanks for that, man. Hey, one more pee break before we close this thing out. As the last thing.
I'll go.
You want to go first this time?
All right.
Okay. Jay's gonna go first this time. Thanks, Frankenstein Studio. I'm gonna go look for that for real, man. The Masked Met. I'm a Braves fan, but I still love you. He says, guys, I haven't had that much drink. Guys, if Elon Musk kills a man on Mars, can the U.S. or any other Earth country convict him? The way the current landscape of the world works, Masked Met, is that Elon Musk would probably get away with it. They would put together a committee and they would talk about it. And everybody would argue about it, and it would divide our country. And in the end, nothing would fucking happen. Because in the year of our Dark Lord 2022, nothing gets done. That's my final take on that, Mass. Noah Friedenberg says, what would your guys' idea be for Strangers 3? That's a great fucking question, dude. And I like that. That's fucking good shit. First off, you got to bring back our buddy Damien Maffei because he rules. And he did a great job as Potato Sack Man. Secondly, one of the coolest things about that movie was they set it up unabashedly to be a supernatural future. I think the fucking future for the Strangers after the end of The Strangers Pray at Night, when he survives all that shit and being burnt alive and all that shit and shows up, is to say, guess what? Bitch, you didn't think that these people could be supernatural. And now only are they fucked up and going to people's houses because they were home, but they're also unstoppable. Like, he is unstoppable. He recruits people. He recruits murderers on his journey, and he lets them think that they'll be unstoppable, like a cult mentality. But he himself is maybe or absolutely fucking is supernatural. I would like to see a supernatural Potato Mask Man. Let's jump the shark and get fucking weird with that franchise. That may not be popular, but I'd like to see it happen. I'll be honest with you. It's just what I want in my pants at night when I'm alone eating fruit cups. Agent Saucy, thank you, sir, says, who would win in a toad fight? Michael or Jason? What's a toad fight? To the death. We add length to the short-armed one, so it could be fair. I don't know what that means. Agent Saucy. What the fuck is a toad fight? I want to answer your question, so I'm just going to say with who I would want to win, and that's Michael Myers. Gary says, get the people who did Fear Street to direct Friday the 13th. Not bad. Not fucking bad. What I will say is, whoever you get, and this is based on a movie that's coming out very soon, I can't talk about, but there will be a review about coming out very soon. Whoever you get for Friday the 13th, you do not CGI a fucking thing in that movie. That is a slasher movie. That is a on the ground, fucking down to earth. You do not need CGI blood. You do not need CGI kills. You do not need CGI jack fucking tits. All right. There is so much that people could be doing with these movies, practical effects wise, and they could look beautiful with the technology and things that we have. And they are making it look like fucking Resident Evil straight to DVD cartoons. Not cartoons, but animated films. Whatever they do with those. The weird thing where it's like CG kind of looking. I just watched a movie that's a big movie that's getting ready to come out. I mean, it looks like a fucking one of those Resident Evil direct to DVD things. And I just hope when it comes to the special effects, you hire the Christopher Nelsons of the world. You hire the practical effects people and let them do their fucking jobs. The number one thing that would crush a franchise like Friday the 13th if it decided to come back from asunder, I don't know if that made sense or not, if it decided to come back from the dead, is to do it with CGI and blood splatters and bullshit that looks like you're watching a bad fan film or something that's direct to VOD. Do it with practical effects. Take the time, hire the teams, do it right. One of the most important things about these movies is special effects. And despite what you want to say about Halloween Kills, look, I get the Evil Dies Tonight was annoying. I get the Tivoli stuff was annoying. I get all that. But if that movie and those kills were CGI laden, looked like shit, unbelievable, that movie would have been a trash basket from Texas Town. So when you're talking slashers, the number one most important thing you can possibly do is get people like who did Fear Street. Get the Christopher Nelsons. Make it done the right way. 100%. Robin Barker, thank you, says, Chris Duran is my second favorite Michael H2O. I was wondering what you thought of Duran, if you'd want him back as Myers in another Halloween. Look, H2O was such a fucked up, weird production. They tried to make it a Scream movie. They tried to do all that stuff with it. I don't think he did a bad job. I thought the eyes were too much. They should have put some black shit underneath there. I don't think Duran was terrible. My only problem with Chris Duran is that I've talked to him several times. He's like, yeah, I'll talk to you. Maybe I'll come on the show. And then I messaged him like 2 years later. And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll come on the show. And I think he's dicking with me a little bit. And I'm kidding. Maybe he's not. Yeah, that's an ongoing thing. I love to talk to Chris Duran. I don't think he was bad Michael Myers by any means. I think the walking across the table, some of the stuff that Michael in that movie did were great. And I think he was really hampered by the bad mask they gave him in H2O. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him do it. I really wouldn't. Latrell 316 says, is the Michael not dying rule still valid? No, absolutely not, Latrell. Everything's different now. The Michael not dying rule was very important when we were in a succinct canonical storyline. Up until Resurrection, it was very important Michael not die, because then he's dead and it's over with, and you'd have to reboot the whole thing. But now, where we're going off of what we're doing with requels and jumping in different timelines, as Jay was saying earlier, this has become a Batman James Bond franchise. You pick it up from anywhere in the franchise, you tell a different story, a different version, a different whatever. So Michael can and may die in Halloween Ends. But if this movie was canonical up to this point and Michael died, everybody would go, what? Oh, he's dead. Franchise is over. You can never bring him back again unless you remake it. That's not the case now, because there's so many different threads. There's H4, there's H6, there's all this stuff. So you kill Michael off now, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything because he can just come back in another story. It just means that this story's over. And you know what? It's not even that bad, because this story needs to be over. The Laurie Strode story, the original story, it needs to end. It needs to die. So this is the one time where Michael can die, and that rule is no longer valid for sure. I mean, they just killed James Bond, right? But James Bond's coming back in a few years, and that's basically where we are with Michael now. Just a different timeline. My dogs are eating each other alive.
It's going to be Henry Cavill.
Yes. Henry Cavill is literally going to be Michael Myers. All right, I'll let you read this. I'm going to go pee. And if you want to just, all you have to do, dude, is click on the chats and it'll pull up on the screen. So whenever you go to the next super chat, just click it and it'll pull it up.
Okay. Well, I'm a little behind. So this is, they call me Stamps. Give me 1 second. Okay, calm down. Don't lose your Aurora hole. All right, you know what? I'm just going to answer this question right away. They call me Stamps. Thank you so much, sir, for your super chat. Which slasher do you think has the most potential to be scary again? Personally, I think Freddy could be terrifying if done right. I would agree with you. I think that when it first came out, the Nightmare on Elm Street series was amazing. And what? Okay. I think that Freddy Krueger is and could be still the most terrifying of all. Oh, can I have this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So my wife just presented something. I like this. Tyler Warner, thank you so much. I don't know where you are, so I can't pull you up here on the big screen. Again, I'm not running. So Tyler Warner asks, make more video commentaries for Patreon. Well, Tyler, we've been doing our best. Tyler Warner, we're trying to knock them out as much as we can, and we love you guys that vote on those commentaries, and we actually love doing it, because sometimes, you know, what happens is you're like, what the fuck should we do a commentary on? What should we talk about? And we have no ideas, and you guys come in the sexualness, and it's always good. Michael Parton, thank you so much as well, says, there you go, thank you. They could also reboot Living Dead, Jaws, The Omen, Phantasm, Amityville, The Howling, Reanimator, Maniac Cop, Pumpkinhead, and Puppet Master, just to keep us entertained, including with the original ideas. Ooh, that's a high order there, Michael. Yeah, I could see them doing that, but at the same time, there's a lot of those that are like cult classics, and I don't know if they're going to work. For example, Pumpkinhead could work if they remade it and made it a theatrical release. It could work if they remade it, but you have no Lance Henriksen or the original cast, and the story was amazing. The Howling could work. Amityville, they're always going to do another Amityville every couple of years. Maniac Cop, I don't know. I don't think that's true. Adam Beam says, y'all should reunite with Pretty Much It this Halloween and do Lake Mungo. Way scarier than Bridge Ghost Girl and Blair Witch 2. Then I don't want to do it, Adam. What the fuck? First off, Eric and I both didn't like that shit. I don't like the herky-jerky stuff. Okay, I don't like that. That scares me. I have to go home and have a moment to myself. You know, drink some Earl Grey tea hot to get over it. I don't know, but maybe. Sheena Weekum says, loving the Q&A, especially in the whatever law. Did I say whatever? Was that me? I don't know. I hope not. But if it happened, it's whatever. It's whatever. Don't worry about it. Let's go through here. I'm trying to get to you guys. Joseph Cicello. Joseph Cicello. Sounds like you own an Italian pizza place. It says, hey, love your YouTube. Well, we love you. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for your super chat. You're so awesome and we appreciate you. Into the night. And I think that's we're caught up then, huh? Okay, good. Okay. I didn't want to leave any of you guys out. P. Rich says, no, they should never do a remake to Jaws. I agree with that sentiment, as a matter of fact. I think it would be terrible because all you're going to have is like some goddamn George Lucas CGI shark attacking people. And, well, no, I would never watch that, but not my cup of tea, sir. But, you know, Maniac Cop, I guess you could get away with it, but I don't really know how you're going to market that, especially in today's climate. I don't think it's going to work. But Pumpkinhead, man, Pumpkinhead was so good and so original, and Stan Winston was amazing with his animatronics and his puppeteering. You know, and obviously Lance Henriksen was unstoppable on the screen. So I don't know. That would be a hard one. Hey, 30 mana.
Oh,
got to Spaghetti Save Point in Snowden. You just got an achievement, motherfucker. You should feel good.
where are you at right now?
We're done. They're all the super chats are done.
Oh, you caught up? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Now let me ask you a question really quick.
I am gay.
Yeah. If you had to remake out of these two movies, because they were talking about remaking a lot, but just these two movies, Maniac Cop versus Pumpkinhead, where would you go? It has to be theatrical.
Pumpkinhead. Well, that's actually, well, yeah, I'd go Pumpkin. I mean, Maniac Cop doesn't have the great movie Pumpkinhead has. Maniac Cop is only like, you know, this B movie kind of thing. So if you took it and you try to make it really good, that would be one thing. But I think I'd be more excited for a Pumpkinhead.
Well, yeah, what I was saying was Maniac Cop is, well, like with today's climate, you couldn't do it. It'd be too much of a risk taker.
Yeah, especially with all the stuff with cops.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
I wouldn't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't fuck that with your dick. You know what I mean?
Nobody would. But you know, yeah, and we like Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop is a fun fucking movie, man. But I mean,
Glenn Scott, I did hear that. Nicholas Winding Refn's supposed to be doing a Maniac Cop. Where is Nicholas Winding Refn?
Dude, it's funny.
He just disappeared.
If they cast Ryan Gosling as Maniac Cop, I'm there.
That would be hilarious, dude. That'd be
like,
wild.
Because I would do some fan fiction, like, oh, when he was supposedly dying at the end of Drive, that's what happened to him.
Next Gen Studios is right. There was a news story a while back that we're doing a Pumpkinhead. It's one of those things you hear about and then it just never happens again, though. That's strange. I agree, Richie. I know Jay does too. Leave Back to the Future.
Well, there was an idea a long time. Well, no, it was more like 15 years ago. They were gonna cast Justin fucking Bieber as Marty McFly, and they were gonna have like, it wasn't even gonna be a DeLorean as the car. It was gonna be like some stupid ass Audi, or it was gonna be dumb as fuck. You gotta believe Justin Bieber, right? I know there's a lot of Biebers here, or maybe they're not, but there's a lot of Biebers in the world, but Bieber fans, and they were gonna be like, oh yeah, so he could totally pull off Marty McFly, totally, because there's not much acting involved. No,
not in a million years.
I never watched that.
Not in a million years. Fruit Loops asking a question. I have the same. Yeah, that's a great point, because I'm about to be stuck in a car for like 10 hours. I need podcast suggestions. I'm about to be stuck in a car forever. The main ones I would give you, Fruit Loops, is Last House on the Left, or Last Podcast on the Left. It's very dark, and it's about, they do like cold stuff like murders and stuff like that, but they're so fucking funny. I would say them. Film Junk is a fun one. A bunch of Canadian dudes talk about movies. I don't do a lot of podcasts, but those are two good ones.
So I got two. Creeps and Pasta is really good. It just creepy pasta. It's great though. He's awesome. And then Ben Shapiro.
Three Sheets to the Wind. Hellraiser's getting 2 remakes. There's allegedly a show and a movie coming out.
They're fucked on that because I don't even know what's going on there because it almost feels like the woke crowd got a hand on it. Because the one version that I thought was happening, where Pinhead was going to come out, now they're like, oh, it's a female, and oh well, we never really said what Pinhead was, and Pinhead's a fan name. Listen, if you're gonna remake fucking Pinhead, just make him the way they did a great job with Judgment. That guy that tried to do Doug Bradley did a pretty decent job. Just fucking go with that. Like you had gold there. Like I would do that. Don't fucking change everything where people are gonna be like it's gonna be controversial. Just fucking remake the goddamn fucking movie. I don't know how that's hard. I don't know.
It's a good question for you guys too. By the way, going back to what Fruit Loops was saying, what do you guys do in the car when you're on a long trip? What do you do to satiate the time? What do you do to fill the time? Like radio wise, what you listen to, whether it's podcasts or whatever. Typically, I do a lot of music. I will throw on a podcast from time to time, but when you're driving so long, just words start to like put you to sleep. What do you guys do to make long car rides shorter for yourselves?
I like to talk a lot, so it's probably never an issue.
Yeah, I'm like, Jake, be quiet so we can listen.
No, I just talk.
No, man, I got these ideas.
I'm like, listen, did you see that bush that we passed earlier in North Carolina? To me, it looked like George Washington's face. I don't know. That could be just me. And I read somewhere, and then it's like the driver's like, I'm gonna fucking wreck this goddamn car unless you put some earbuds in. No, but I did back in the day. I used to listen to. I think one of the best driving soundtracks, period, is Rocky IV. The soundtrack. You put some Rocky IV on, it's some good shit. You feel pumped up wherever you're going. When you get out of the car for a pee break or a restaurant break or whatever, you feel fucking ready.
Yeah, I'll do that. I do that with Green Day's American Idiot. It's a long album, but it's a concept album, so there's like a story in it. Nobody in the car wants to hear it, but I do it for myself, for sure. Christian White, thanks, buddy. Says, love the last podcast on the left plug. Hell yourself, Mike. It's fun because hell yourself. I've done that before, but we travel with the kids, so I can't really listen to those podcasts because they're like, there's a lot of cum and blood jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a great podcast.
How many guys are on there?
I think there's just 3. There's 3 dudes, and they're hilarious, man. They do.
One guy, Howard Stern, motherfucker.
One guy handles the Howard Stern grosses me out. That guy makes me feel weird.
Well, he's an opportunist. He's a vulture.
Yeah, but one guy handles like the story, like he does all the information and he does all the work as far as like breaking down the cases. Yeah. One guy's there for just color commentary, and the other guy kind of is too. But they're really great. Noob Master says, "What do you think about Tyler Mane as Jason?" Yes.
Nope.
No.
They already have the guy. What do you mean?
Derek Mears is great, but so would Tyler Mane be.
Tyler Mane could pull it off, but again, I want to keep my Cheerios separated from my fucking other cereals. Like Tyler Mane had his moment with Michael Myers. Give Derek Mears another shot. Like, goddamn, he got one fucking movie and he was awesome.
I'm not against that either. Robin Barker says masturbate furiously.
How do you know we didn't just do that on our breaks?
But like on the road, like Fast and the Masturbation Furious.
I don't know about
Luke Stoltz is right. Halt and Catch Fire is a great fucking soundtrack, man. That's a great one. Doom, doom, doom. By the way, it's a great show. If you guys haven't watched it, watch Halt and Catch Fire. That shit will get you pumped, man. That'll make you want to get in the lab and start working.
That's a great show. I was gonna say Drive soundtrack has a good soundtrack, but I only like 2 songs. Yeah, 2 songs, but yeah,
2 to 3 tops.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it's like what?
No,
like
they're
real,
really
like
good.
real.
But Drive's a great fucking movie. But yeah, 3 songs. Yeah, for the soundtrack, it's really hard. Like that would be a good video though to pick the best like soundtracks period that were released in conjunction with the movie, because I mean you don't really I mean okay, for example, Batman and Robin soundtrack, the movie sucked but the soundtrack was great. Batman Forever, the movie kind of sucked but the soundtrack was great.
Yeah, My top would be easily it'd be Scream. I mean, all the Scream soundtracks. I listen to them constantly. I think they're the best soundtracks out there on the market. That
Probably
and
are, yeah.
Rocky. Rocky's great.
No, if you're just, but horror movies only. There's not, that's what I want to see come back, by the way. I want to see actual fucking songs and music videos that are like written for the film.
Yeah. No, I missed that too. That was a good time. And they still like I guess Lady Gaga wrote a song for like Top Gun and like it still exists to a point, but not as much as you would like.
For horror movies, you never see it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. And like the new Scream soundtrack was good too. But all those songs, none of those songs were written.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Halloween, the 2018, and the Blumhouse trilogy, they cut that shit off? They were like, well, John Carpenter came back with Cody Carpenter, and they're going to do the score. And then I'm sure there was like I'm 100% sure there were like actual recording artists that were like, hey man, I got a great song that I can put on the album if you guys want to release an album. And they're like, nah, we're not going to do that.
They have though, like Ghost was on Halloween Kills.
Well, no, but that's orchestra. That's orchestra. I'm talking about like
Ghost was a soundtrack song. It was an actual like studio song. Yeah. So
there was no like big songs. There was no like songs that like a huge recording artist did.
No, yeah, I do appreciate that about Rob Zombie's. Is at least his movie had like 7 or 8 songs in it. You know what I mean? Like they had "Love Hurts."
You imagine if like Breaking Benjamin did a song for Halloween?
That'd be amazing. That would.
I think it'd be cool as fuck. And then the next song would be like something like, I mean, it wouldn't be Alice Cooper, but it'd be like maybe Blink or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and H2 had the I can't remember the name of the band. They were the band playing at the party in H2. They're like this terror train, like they were like one of those rockabilly bands. So that was cool.
I miss that shit. I do, because that's how you discovered new bands in a way sometimes. Because if you're like, I didn't know who the fuck they were, and then you're like, oh, this is a great song, and then you look their band up, and you're like, oh man, I like their shit.
You know what's fun, dude, is if you go to like a Half Price Books or something, like one of those places that still sells CDs, go to the soundtrack section and like look it up. And like, dude, it's such a blast. Like you're looking at like Clueless and the soundtrack from Clueless and Everything I Hate About You and like all this stuff like that. Like going through old soundtracks, it makes you miss the days where you're right, dude. Fun. Like they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. Dude, the height of it was the late 80s with like shit like Nightmare on Elm Street or maybe a New Halloween or whatever, or Friday the 13th. And they would make these songs, and there would be a whole fucking album. And you'd buy it just because the cover was cool. And like, I got a CD, and then you listen to it, like, dude, this is fucking badass.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss those days, dude. And we used to trade them all the time.
Well, Scream was the one, that was the pinnacle. Scream, and then, like, Scream had the best soundtrack.
Yeah.
Of all the horror movies. It really did.
Got it on a stick in front of you.
Yeah, well, with Creed, with What If, they just got attached with like a shitty movie. But
yeah,
What If was like I was like, God damn, this is fucking cool.
I missed the music videos too. When they made the music videos for the movies, that was
it was so fucking bad. And then we go back further. Alice Cooper with the Man Behind the Mask. He was doing that shit for the Friday. And then you have Will Smith doing it. Nightmare on My Street. I mean, dude, there were so many.
Well, dude, Will Smith was on a run there. Like, despite how you feel about Will Smith, he would star in a movie and then he would also do the track for it. So it was like Men in Black, Wild Wild West. You remember that? And all that shit. Like that was a cool time. That was neat. Like I kind of enjoyed that. I feel like if you're a musician and you want to become an actor, it should be in the clause that if you're going to do that, you have to sing the song of the soundtrack and you have to make up something fucking cool. That would be rad.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Gang One says thoughts. A film called Halloween Night Thunderstorm takes out the power of an asylum in the middle of nowhere where Loomis tries to stop Myers. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
If you did a focused storyline where there was nothing else involved and it was just Michael Myers and Loomis, and Loomis was
Grove
trying to stop him from escaping, that'd be awesome as fuck. Yeah,
dude, I love that. Yeah. And you know what? You could actually tie that into the franchise because depending on how it ends up, this could have taken place while Myers was there and before Myers broke out and while Loomis was still his guy. So this could be a prequel in a sense, but like it takes place in the middle. And it's just, I guess it kind of gives it away because Loomis survives, right? And that Michael doesn't die. But how cool would that story be to watch take place? Fuck yeah.
Amazing.
One. Fuck yeah, dude. That's amazing. I like it. And I move to strike. Hey, fucking Bat Beast with a goddamn backdrop on us. That handsome motherfucker in his dugout.
Matt.
In his dugout, doing kind things for the We Watch the Movie channel. Thanks, man. Says, hey guys, just wanted to stop by and help support the stream. Also, a request for Jay. I recently went through a toxic breakup with my ex and figured Jay could relate with his toxic ex, and it'd be awesome if he could roast her using his Dr. Luma's voice. Her name is Marina. Marina. I'm giving you the. You got to pick up your face because the super chat's fucking you. But there you go.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Marina, guess what? The person's dick you're sucking right now has herpes. And his dick is bent sideways. It looked like an Oscar Wilde painting. Or maybe a Ray Charles painting. Marina, you are the biggest whore that's ever existed. Parrot! I read the Bible. There was a Jezebel. But guess what? They didn't know you before they wrote it. I'm sorry you're going through this, Bat Beast, but next time, give me your goddamn name. Marina, may you lick a butthole with herpes. That's right. And you have a big old herpes bump on your lip. And you go around acting like it's nothing more than a cold sore. Everyone knows it's a herpes bump. And then I hope you die in a fiery crash that Michael comes later on and stabs your dirty ass face off. Marina, you disgusting piece of trash that I should have burned last night! And I didn't do it because you know why? You're not deserving of the flame. You're deserving of hell flame. And goddamn smoldering fire from the devil's taint. And I hope you die. That's all I'm going to say about this. You know why? Because I know what it feels like. You're fine. Fuck her. And fuck her bullshit. You know, she probably was cheating on you. So fuck her double twice. And I hope she gets hit by traffic. Good day to you, sir.
We here on We Watch the Movie would like to let you know that we hope that no one gets hurt physically or maybe mentally.
I don't give a fuck what happens. It's okay. Life is life.
He bit a Lego car. He hopes someone hits you with a Hot Wheels on the ankle and it hurts and it ruins your day.
Shopping cart from Walmart hits your foot.
Yeah, that's what you deserve. You deserve a hard shopping wheel bump to the back of the fucking ankle because that shit sucks.
No, do it. Getting cheated on fucking is terrible.
That's
one of the worst. That's one of the worst fucking feelings ever. But yeah, I hope she burns in hell. Okay.
When she gets there.
Yeah. I'm not saying I hope she dies. I don't hope anybody dies, really. But she would definitely burn unless she sucks a fucking cock of an angel to go to heaven.
Angels do have good taste in cum.
Again,
that's one thing I know.
You're a terrible blowjob artist.
Nasty says, agree on Ends trailer. I think possible flashback. Going back to the earlier thing.
Sure.
I don't see a flashback. I disagree with you both, but I think it's going to be a good movie.
We'll see.
I think we'll like it. I think we'll like Halloween Ends, man.
It'll be
risque.
When it comes out. Hey, I'm gonna be happy the fact that we got a Halloween fucking movie coming out. That's what's happy about this.
Amen. Okay? Amen. I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to get a Halloween movie and we're going to get to talk about it. And when we talk about all the Halloween movies, we're going to get to go. We talked about Halloween. We talked about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, fat thump on the franchise. Mm-hmm. Now we get to talk about Halloween Ends. It's another step. It's another chapter in the lore of Michael Myers. If that chapter sucks, that chapter sucks. But guess what? It's a whole fucking book. All right? It's a whole fucking book. It can't all be roses and goddamn cum drops.
We fine, dog. We fine. We gonna get through this.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I think this has been stretched enough. I've had a great goddamn time. Well, yeah, I'm getting out of here now. You know what? I feel like the goddamn Titanic. Women and children first. like, fuck you, I have a child. Hey man, 2 hours and 53 minutes. We've been hanging out with you wonderful, sexy bastards. You guys are amazing. We're not going to see you for 10 plus days, but thank you guys for showing up in force. You guys have been awesome the entire time. The super chats have been humbling and always appreciate it. And thank you guys, man. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Chat XYZ dating site, best adult dating site.
I'm gonna go join their website today, tonight. I'm gonna go join them, and you should too. But yeah, it's been fun as fuck, man. And thank you guys for putting up with our random mind processes, how we jump from one thing to the other. But thank you guys. And it's been fun. It's been fun fucking time, man. I had a good time the entire time.
Yeah. A lot of drinks, a lot of good times, a lot of laughs. And as we go on this, embarking on this vacation, I do want to say don't get that twisted. There's still going to be content on the channel. There's some stuff being worked on for some stuff to come out next week while we're gone. There just won't be any live streams or anything. And, you know, my dog is smelling my nuts and that feels weird. Stop doing that.
You like it.
That is the dark treasures. That's not for you. How do you come back from your dog smelling your nuts? Stop. You're being weird.
That is the Darkland, Simba. You must never go there.
We own everything you see except for that. Stop! Jesus Christ, get out of here, you fucking weirdo. Stop biting me. Anyways, what I was gonna say was this parakeet's been raped.
It looks it.
Listen to that fucking fat voice. No, honestly, what I was gonna say,
that sounds like anybody on the exercising machine at Gold's Gym.
Can you get down? Get down.
I thought you cut out.
No, the dog was just looking deep in my soul, and I got kind of scared. She has those fucking pit eyes. Freaks me out sometimes. But no, what I was gonna say, if I can gather myself for a second before we go, is really, like, the channel's doing well, everything's doing really good, and thank you all. Like, we had a fucking huge stream tonight, everybody being here. Really gonna miss you guys for the next 10 days. There will be content on the channel, it just won't be live, it won't be us doing our thing, but really appreciate the huge fucking live stream we had last week. That was we broke all of our records on that stream.
It's amazing.
And the fact that you guys are still going with us after all this time, and I know that you guys will still be there after Halloween ends, because we're so much more than hot. Frank's Red Hot Sauce Tabasco. But like, no, really, we really appreciate you guys and everything that you guys do for us. And this has been a blast, and every single one of these are a blast. And while we take a moment to lick our wounds, I do want you guys to know that even that short little 10-day period, we will fucking miss the shit out of you guys, man. We love you guys so fucking much, and we're so fucking lucky that we have you guys who give a shit. So goddamn lucky. So I just want you all to know how much we really deep down appreciate that you guys give a fuck. It's so nice to be able to do this and come here and have you guys here to hang out with as friends and talk shit about movies. I can't tell you how much it means to us, man. Can't tell you how much it means to us. We're very lucky, dude. So thank you guys for everything you do.
I'm gonna miss you, gay bitches. All of you gay bitches. And all of you straight bitches and you in between bitches. I like all of you bitches. And hey Ben, what can we say? It's really nice to have an audience to listen to our bullshit and our rants and our raves and whatever. I'm really happy to be here and you know, that any of you guys find this shit entertaining to you. So yeah, it will be quite massive for 10 days, but I'm going to do some good shit. I'm going to come back looking a little different. I'm not going to drink alcohol. I'm not going to drink alcohol for 10 days. You will see. You're going
to go sober power. I was trying to think of something that I'm sober, like sober
power.
I'm not sober.
Like sober power with a Power Rangers Megazord that helps me in that process. But yeah,
The magical whistle of sobriety.
yeah, I've not been fucking sober for like 2 days in like 2 months. So it'll be nice. It'll be a different change. So, but anyway, thank you guys for like Mike said, for supporting us and hanging out with us, and it's been really great and awesome. And thank you guys. So, and by the way, thank you guys for showing up and support on that Halloween stream. That was really nice of you guys, because there was a lot of you guys that were there. So
yeah, absolutely.
You gotta go.
Wham fans travel. And last thing I'll say is it sucks to take a break from something that you actually love doing. Anybody that goes on vacation, you go on vacation, you go, fuck, I can't wait to get away from this place. God damn it, I can't get away. I'm fucking waiting for the opportunity to leave this piece of shit. God, I can't wait to quit this job. When it comes to this, there's a melancholy about it. I go, I need this reset. I need to get away, and I need to just focus on my family and myself. But at the same time, we love what we do so much. It's like letting somebody borrow your fucking beloved pet, for a week. It's hard to walk away from it, but sometimes it's needed. But thank you all for letting us do what we love for a living. It's not work, baby. It's a fucking beautiful goddamn thing we do. We love you guys.
See you guys.
See you in a week.
Toast to you, child. Toast to you
live.
and all of you and all of your generations. Bye.
See you in a week.
Goodbye.